What's up, guys? Happy Sunday. Welcome to another classic watch-along, another SummerSlam we're doing this time by popular demand or by popular request or by voting, actually. We're going to do SummerSlam 2002. We've been talking about this one a little bit. I put a poll up this past week on YouTube and on Twitter. SummerSlam 2002 won unanimously. I put it up there with SummerSlam 1992, SummerSlam 2011, and 2013. I thought 11 and 13 were topical considering they were CM Punk heavy shows. And, it'd be fun to do something a little more recent. But 02 won by a landslide. And I'm kind of happy it did because this is an awesome SummerSlam from what I remember. Talked about it a lot in the past. Talked about several matches on this show that go down as some of the best ever, including Angle and Mysterio and Shawn and Triple H and Rock and Brock. This is a stack card. This is a loaded card. This is a great time, even though 2002... we had just undergone the WWF initials change, and Austin was gone. Rock was about to be gone. Still, they were kind of transitioning, but things were still hot. And putting over Brock here the way they did was pretty awesome in the end. Going to be fun to watch this together and watch the crowd turn on The Rock the way they did all those years ago. And this should be a fun one. Probably going to be the last SummerSlam we're going to squeeze in because SummerSlam is this coming Saturday, 1 week from yesterday. And I'm going to that, by the way. So next month, we'll probably start getting into other watch-alongs, maybe Clash of Champions or In Your Houses or some WCWs. Got a Great American Bash 89 review in the works right now. That's a Patreon-sponsored review from a good subscriber and listener, Mike. So that's coming up probably right after SummerSlam. And we'll be continuing on these watch-alongs as long as we can. So hope you guys are having a good day. I just got home a little while ago, so I was kind of scrambling to set up. Sorry I was a couple of minutes late here, but I had to work this morning and do a bunch of stuff before we came up. So I'll let you guys kind of gather in the chat and we'll get all ready. Same deal as always for those of you who've been watching these with me for the past several months. We're watching on Peacock. If you're using another platform aside from Peacock, it might be tough to match up and sync the times exactly, but for the most part, we should all be able to follow along together. So we're going to be watching on Peacock, at least over on my end. So all you got to do is match the timer of whatever platform you're using to the timer above my head as we're going. If you pause, if you stop, if something happens or goes wrong, the timer will not stop moving. Just keep yourself synced up with my timer and you'll be just fine in terms of following along with all of us. It's been working out really well, and a lot of the same names that I see here every week. It's a fun kind of Sunday tradition that this is turning out to be, and we'll continue to do more of these as we go. Let me say hi to people that are in the chat. Little Justin Lowe, Jay Lambo. We got Tatanani is back as well. SummerSlam 02 is a great pay-per-view, one of, if not the best pay-per-views in the Ruthless Aggression era. I guess this would qualify as Ruthless Aggression, I suppose. I think you're right. Yeah, for sure. This one is pretty damn great. Can't wait to see what George Morris has to say. Thanks for the $5, dude. Hey, Greg, how are you doing? SummerSlam 2002, 10 out of 10. Right on. I was watching this with my first ex-wife back in Indiana. She was working at a Hooters. Be safe. Nice. First ex-wife. Hopefully you've had many more that have also worked at similar fine establishments as that. Glad you're here, George. Thank you as always, dude. We Are Pro Wrestling is here as well. You might have some interesting things to say about this pay-per-view. I remember it very well. I ordered it on pay-per-view myself that night and was pretty shocked with the main event, but also very happy. Jet the Hawk, Charlie, Ben Espinoza, Raymond Frand, Nathan is here, Trayvon Williams, and Trey Williams, Kit Kat. I think I got you, Jay Lambo. Moo Late. David Brown is back. I hope you're well too, man. Looking forward to this one for sure. We Are Pro Wrestling has got a SummerSlam Mount Rushmore. 97, 98, 02, 2013. I don't remember much about 2013. I just remember the awesome Brock and Punk match. That's really it. Yeah, I don't know if any of those are on. Actually, yes, I think 2002 would definitely be on my Rushmore. 98 might be. We watched that one a couple of weeks ago, too. I think mine might go a little bit earlier. I'm a 90 guy. I'm a 94 guy, which we watched last week. Definitely 2002. And I might have to think of another one. 98 is up there, though. Evan Neal is here as well. Big J. Barry MK. What's up, dude? Greetings from Hawaii. Thanks for the $2. Oh, where'd you go? How big of a deal could AJ Lee in AEW be? Probably not much of one, based on everything that they're doing and all the people they're bringing in. If they're bringing in Punk and Bryan and Bray Wyatt and Ric Flair, I mean, I don't know if AJ Lee is going to make that much of a splash And if she gets into the women's division there, then great. She was a pretty good, decent worker for the Divas era that she was a part of. But I don't think she's going to be that much of a needle mover. It would just, make a lot of sense for her to maybe come in, do some stuff, maybe get a paycheck, and come in and work alongside Punk for a little while. Why not? And her ex, Daniel Bryan. How fun would that be? Jose Lopez, good to see you. Brian Childers is here. Gilbert, Steven, right on. John Fitzmaurice, transferring heat. Danny Angie is here. What's up? Glad to have you back as well. Dre is here. Right on. Not a bad little audience in here this evening. This should be a good one. Steven Scott, appreciate the $5 and welcome back from you. Hey, Mike, will you do a Halloween Havoc 97 for October? Yeah, I will. I think we should do in October, we should do Halloween Havocs. We should do Halloween Havocs, and I could do a review. I could do a couple watch-alongs. I did a review of 1998 a couple of years back of the Hogan Warrior debacle. 97 would be fun. 97's got the Eddie and Ray match, right? Or is that 96? I always get them confused. Pretty sure it's 97, along with the Hogan and or Piper debuts that night, I think, as well. I remember, man. That's right. RVD and Benoit. Is that on this card, too? Holy shit. This is going to be a fun-ass SummerSlam to watch. We got a 91, 98, 02, and 17 Mount Rushmore from John Fitzmaurice. I wish I could have more of a memory of some of these more modern ones. I remember very little about 2017. That's not the one with Balor winning, right? That was the year before. I don't even know what the fuck happened in 2017. Right on. Young South Wavy Network is here. Cool. Let me do a sound check, make sure I can be seen and heard. You know what? I got to turn my... I wish I could have more of a memory of some... I got to turn my mic down. Hold on. There we go. That's just a... Oops, I hit the mute button. I was trying to lower the volume of my microphone, and this mic, when I bought it, it's a touch screen, so a lot of times if I'm doing shit, my pinky will just hit the mute button, and it's happened to me like 20 times. So it's back. You should be able to hear me now. Zero sound. I was just talking and talking and talking for no reason. Didn't even realize it happens all the time. It's so annoying. So anyway, sorry about that. Happy that happened now before everything went down. Technical difficulties right off the bat. Way to go, Greg. It's been a busy day, man. I was kicking myself because earlier this week I was trying to do the right thing at work. We got a few people out with COVID, actually, and some of them are even vaccinated. But not all of them. We had a little bit of a COVID scare there, so we're kind of down, some people at work and stuff. And I'm always off Sundays. They rarely even bother me on Sundays. And I'm like, you know what? I should do the right thing. I was talking to my boss. I'm like, Sunday I'm not really doing anything during the day. If you want me to come in and, be an extra body in here or help you out. And she's like, oh my God, I would love it. Will you please do that? And I'm like, fuck. So I had to wake up this morning and go into work. And I was there all the way up until about an hour ago. So I had to rush home, get right here, pull everything up, and didn't have a chance to really do any glancing around the wrestling news landscape or anything like that. So tomorrow night during the Raw review, we'll be catching up on last night's Triple Mania, on any other wrestling news going on. I saw the news today about NXT going back to a taped format, which in the end of the day, I don't think is really going to affect their viewership too much because that's the way they used to do it and everything was fine. So them doing that's not that big of a deal. Kenny winning last night at Triple Mania was a little bit of a surprise. I had him pegged to drop that title to Andrade. Apparently that was the original plan, but AEW requested that they hold off a bit on that. And Ric Flair also showed up to escort Andrade to the ring, and he got involved a little bit, some stuff with Kenny. Charlotte apparently was there backstage. You talk about someone who's bulletproof. She don't give a F. She'll just do whatever she wants. I think that's awesome. And sounds like it was a fun, good, and just wacky night of wrestling last night. And of course, you know, Twitter wouldn't be wrestling Twitter without a bunch of people being butthurt and pissy about random things that they saw last night and yada, yada, yada. We'll kind of digest all that tomorrow for the Raw review. So I don't know if I think my mic was muted when I was telling all you guys to pull up your cock and get to Peacock. Like I said, it's season 15 is what you're looking for. SummerSlam 2002. Get all 5 of your zeros on the bottom of the board there. Get through all your ads that you might have to watch if you have to watch ads, and just get ready to hit play and start the show. And we'll all do it together here in just a second. And we'll do a countdown of 3 and all click our fingers together. I haven't even had a sip of beer yet. It's been one of those days, y'all. My God. Deshaun Robinson, good to see you, man. Glad you're here. Randy Peace is here as well. For the Halloween Havocs, 1993 for Cactus Vader, 95 for the Yeti. 95. We might have to do that one. That's the double. That's when Show fell off the roof of Kobo, right? And then they came and dry humped him later or something. What the fuck? Yikes. I know, Angie, COVID is getting bad in your area. I've been vaccinated, but this new Delta variant is ramping up. I saw the funniest tweet. If you think the Delta variant is bad, just wait until Frontier. Wait until the Frontier variant. That cracked me up. I know, man. It's scary. I'm hoping things kind of calm down once, you know, summertime ends too, because people are doing a lot of gathering. I myself went on vacation. I was at the beach surrounded by thousands of people. I'm going to be at SummerSlam in a few days, you know, so maybe, you know, right after the summer when we get into after Labor Day, everybody's back to school and just life in general for most people tends to quiet down. You know, maybe some of these numbers will get better, but looks like we're definitely not going to see the last of the Thunderdome. I think it'll probably be back, and I think we'll have some sort of minor little lockdown too. Just feels like it's inevitable. But anywho, hopefully you guys are good and pulled up on your Peacock there. Let me get all situated on my end. All right, so there we go. So as you guys know, whenever we do these watch-alongs, I kind of got a 2-computer setup here. So I'm streaming on one, watching on another. So I have to click the timer with one hand, and I have to click play on the cock with the other. So it just takes me a minute to get my hands set here. And like I said, we'll do a countdown from 3, and we'll hit play. And this should be a pretty fun watch, man. I'm excited. So good 2 hours. According to Peacock, we've got a 2-hour, 42-minute, and 15-second runtime on this show. So get y'all's little fingers ready. And we're going to click play. All right, there's mine. I got play over there. I've got timer here. I think I'm ready. You guys ready? Got a beer open, snacks, all that stuff, ready to do the countdown? All right, here we go. SummerSlam 2002 coming at you. 3, 2, 1, play. Perfect on my end. Don't skip that intro, by the way, if it gives you the option. This sounds like the legit SummerSlam song. They're not dubbing it, at least. Oh, yeah, they had that weird rock song, that, like, I Will Fight You song or something for Shawn and Triple H for this one. I think that must have been the theme. Got to remember, this was Shawn's first match back in 4.5 years. It's fucking mind-blowing, man. Long Island. What's Long Island? Is that Nassau? That's where this is, right? Nassau Coliseum. Is it still there? Is it still called Nassau Coliseum? The World. The World. Yeah, it's on the anthology. They put some weird shit on that anthology. Oh, I love this opening match. This is one of my favorites ever. This is, for me, like peak Kurt Angle. I mean, he's about as badass as he gets right here. Oh, that's good, Dre. Little to no symptoms. That's good. I might have had it. I don't know. I never got sick. But statistically, I certainly wasn't around enough people, mask or not, to potentially get it, even though I was doing everything I was supposed to do. So I'm either really, really lucky or immortal. Those are my two options. Not bad. I'm probably leaning towards immortal. Does Ray back jump him here? Hey, We Are Pro Wrestling. When did Ray debut? Was he in right after WrestleMania 18, or did he come in? Because Ray has just got here. There he is. Was that his first music? That Who's That Jumping Out the Sky shit? I thought he had one more prior to that. I don't even remember when he exactly debuted. It is so crazy. This show is 20 years old, and Ray is still in there. I even remember foolishly thinking around this time, look at those moves. Jesus, look at that roll through on that ankle lock. Damn. Even at this time, I was thinking that Ray was beyond his prime. Kind of best days were behind him. Imagine thinking that. But I did. Missed it. Oh, my God. This is a perfect match to start SummerSlam with. Danny, you're high. Is that fine? Sure. Matter of fact, I'm eating Dabzilla strawberry apple belts, 1,000 milligrams. I've kind of eaten a few of these. We'll see what happens. Here's one. They're kind of gnarly. I don't really like them, but gotta eat them. Wrong mouse. There we go. Okay, Barry. So he just got there? Damn. Ray's first match was Chavo. Very cool. I don't remember Ray's debut. I remember the vignettes when he was coming in. So shit, what's the date on this SummerSlam? So he had only been there about a month by this point. That's incredible. I don't know if I'm going to eat the whole bag, Dre. There's only a couple left, though. Too flat out strong. Yeah, so I guess Ray had been there a little bit less time than I thought at this point. I was thinking he was there maybe 3 or 4 months, but nope. Oh, Dominic's totally turning on Ray. Ray's giving him some shit. I was kind of laughing on SmackDown, and they got a title shot, right? SummerSlam. I said yesterday in the podcast, that's where the turn needs to happen. In the very same place that Ray once fought for his custody. And then he turns on him. Play into that a little bit. How can Dominic do this? Oh, my God. Angle sucks. Rey Mysterio was like 28 here. Unbelievable. God, yeah, Ray. I guess Ray's not that much older than me. Just a couple years. Yeah, how the hell did they do? Oh, I guess, yeah, they can do a DVD in 03 because they could use WCW stuff, but I have it. I've got that one somewhere. I have at least 3 or 4 Ray DVDs from all different time spans. I think I see it over there. I'll pull it out later. Oh. When Ray came in, what landed him on SmackDown? Did they just put him there without any explanation, or did SmackDown go after him? Who the hell was the on-air authority in SmackDown back in these days? Wasn't Flair. Heyman, maybe? I don't know. No, Jose, not that old. Ray was 28 here. I was 25. Okay, so they just put him there. Interesting. This little guy won't die. I saw Taz posted another head bobbing video today, so that'll be fun. Stephanie, that's right. I don't know why I can't think today. It's been a long day. It's been a long week. Busy week. Let's go, Angle. Angle sucks, chant. Yeah, I thought Flair lost control to that in that right when Austin left. Vince got pissed and made the match on Raw, and he took back control of both brands. And then I guess he put Stephanie in charge of SmackDown. I think that's how it went. I do like Kurt Angle's trunks. Didn't really see him wear those again. He looks like a box of popcorn you'd get at a ball game or something. Or a Cracker Jack. God, Ray's so quick. I mean, and by this point, Ray had packed on a little bit of weight. I mean, not a lot of weight, but for someone like him, he was so little when he first came in. Here he's got a little muscle on him. He's a tiny bit bigger. I'd probably put him at 20 pounds heavier than he was in 96. 15, maybe. Angle could always bump over the top rope. He had a very unique way of doing it. Oh, yeah, Bischoff in charge of Raw. What the hell's wrong with me? Sorry, guys. It's been a long. I could have thought of this if I wasn't half dead from the long day today. Look at Angle. He's all mad. God, shit, so good. Where's Ray going? Oh, Jimmy Corderas, you cock-blocking fucking bastard. Get it over. He's going to dive over a mini. Ha! Perfectly nailed. Nailed that perfectly. Joe, I kind of collect DVDs. I mean, they're all behind me. I don't buy much these days. I go in phases. Like, once I've gotten like an itch and I want to buy a bunch of shit, I'll start searching eBay and stuff to try to plug any DVD holes I might have. But I also, he nailed that leg drop perfectly. Near fall. But I love my latest thing in the last few years is collecting Coliseum video tapes that I kind of grew up with and for nostalgia. And I've got a bunch of them. I still have, a lot to do to complete a really, really good collection. But I'm kind of into that more than anything. Because I think all the DVDs I've kind of gotten, I'm missing very few. Or I should say I've gotten all the ones that I want. Because anytime they would come out, now we have the network in the past 7 years, but before, as soon as they came out with a new DVD piece on somebody, I'd buy it immediately. 619, Kurt's really on the ropes or on the rocks. The West Coast pop. I mean, I know who wins this match, but damn, Ray had me convinced that there was a Mandela effect there and he was going to pick up the win. Well, whoever's decision it was to put this match on first made the right decision. That crowd is into this. Oh, wow. That's how you blow. Damn, Ray. Jesus. Oh, God. Oh, God. What the hell is he going to do? Oh, he went for the ankle lock. I saw what he was doing. What's up, Ed Smith? Mysterio taps. Yeah, Sasha did that against Bayley and Brooke. Yeah, they just showed a highlight of that not long ago. I saw that move. Yeah. I think Ray landed his a bit better, but Sasha and Bayley's was good. Ray should face King Nakamura for the IC title. They never did put the IC on Ray, did they? It depends on what he's doing. I think he's got a storyline with Dominic going on. Yeah, if I could get this 2002 Kurt Angle in the ring with 1993 Brett, or even 92 Brett. The 619. That's my area code, by the way. 619. If you call me, you got to dial 619 first. Oh, that's right. He did the JBL match when he dressed as Joker or whatever. Oh, there's Stephanie. Oh, shut up, Stephanie. You're less annoying in 2002, but you're still Stephanie. Look at that sweet-ass dressing room.
What the hell are you doing in my office?
Stephanie McMahon, a pleasure to be sure.
Whose pleasure, Eric? Certainly not mine.
Oh, it's always mine. Besides,
94 Brett, 03 Angle. That would be dandy as well.
manager here tonight. Besides, we're on neutral ground. This is a pay-per-view. What do you say we just share the office?
Share the office.
Well,
Eric.
it is SummerSlam and both Raw and SmackDown are represented. I think I'd like to see the look on your face, Eric, as you watch SmackDown reign supreme.
Take out a pen, some paper.
Oh, they're going to watch it together? They going to get it on the couch? Probably. I'm curious what the next match is. I don't even know. What's up, Chris? Oh, it's Jericho. Oh, is this Jericho Flair? Yikes. Happy Sunday, Greg. Thanks for the $5, by the way. I love how they built up Brock vs. Rock because they pushed them as serious athletes, showing them training. It was a cool build. I do remember that about this. I remember the time I had a roommate, and he didn't really give a shit much about wrestling, but, you know, he'd watch it a little bit if I had it on. And he watched that. I remember I was watching when they were doing the training montage shit, and he was like, man, that fucking looks awesome. He was talking about how impressed he was with them, and made him interested in the match. I remember he didn't watch the pay-per-view, but I remember after the fact him asking me who won. I was like, Brock Lesnar did. Y2 jerk. Look at Flair. Flair and Jericho going to be working together again. How crazy is that? Yeah, a lot of people were kind of split on the announced desk being up there. Bischoff moving it up there made sense because that's where it was during the Nitro days. But I remember some didn't like it. I was indifferent. He's tearing up the Fozzy shit. Oh, I can tell by the ceiling where they are. That footage right there is from the Norfolk Scope. That's right. I forgot about that. I don't know why, but they used his 1992 theme. And I know they're not dubbing this because I remember this from the pay-per-view. which I actually liked. I liked better than the Space Odyssey. I like this. It's the only time they've ever used it, to the best of my knowledge, and I don't even know why they did, if there was a reason behind it. Like, did they just push the wrong button? And they just accidentally played Flair's old theme? Is he coming out there like, what the fuck? I want to know what went into the decision to do that and make that his theme this time. Weird. I had forgotten about that. Spaz Phoenix is here. What's up, dude? Thanks for the $10, man. Big plug. Bigger than the ones Elton Johns uses. Oh, Jesus. Big week on the channel previewing SummerSlam and TakeOver with Jake DeMarco. Also previewing Emergence as well as NXT and Rampage. Cheers all. Go check out Spaz Phoenix's YouTube channel. Good discussion over there, especially with the NXT stuff. They really can give you some detailed analysis over there. Good stuff. Check them out. Thanks for being here, Spaz. Yeah, same place DX invaded, Barry. I just reckon it has a very recognizable roof or ceiling. I was on the plane ride from hell. I kind of wish I was. I would have behaved myself. I know how to handle my shit. These wrestlers like to brag about how much fucking they drink. They can't handle their shit. Ric Flair and his kamikazes. What are you, a sorority girl? Maybe they just wanted to test it and see how it looked or sounded or something. Just very strange. But to the best of my knowledge, I don't think he ever came out to that theme again. King Shark, what's up, man? I'm doing great. I'm about to be off for a couple of days. Or I am off for a couple of days now after my long-ass week and long day today. I got a beer open. I'm choking down some edibles. Greg's great. Skinning the cat. Huh. No, Ed, I don't think so. Flair and Jericho ever had any sort of... They definitely didn't have a match. If they did, it might have been early in Jericho's run. Like when he first got there, maybe they worked a Saturday night match or something. But I don't think so. They certainly never had a program. So this might have been a bucket list thing for Jericho here. Hey, I want to work with Flair, you know? I would. If I was a wrestler around this time and Flair was active in the ring, I'd be begging to work with him. Just so I could say I worked with him. Cole and Taz watching it, not even talking. Does Flair, I'm sure, blades in this match, right? Good for you, Ed. I'm glad they have that available to you up there in Detroit. In California, it's a fucking food group, but, you know, some of the other parts of the country, it's not so much. $10 more from Spaz. Troll idea for Rampage. Cult of personality hits when it's MJF. Let the fans get pissed. Let Twitter catch fire. Have MJF come to the ring, cut a promo on the marks, then be jumped by Punk. I'd be into that. It's just he's going to do the Darby thing, and MJF's doing Jericho. But, man, you talk about some serious heat. That would be so awesome. I'd love to see it. But I also think, you know, they might want to protect MJF a little bit and not just have him, you know, after what they've done with him, building him up, and just have him just get humiliated by CM Punk. I think a Darby Allin match would be way more fun in terms of in the ring, but when it comes to heel heat or heat in general or the promos you could have, MJF and Punk would be pretty interesting. They'll work together eventually. Yeah, because MJF and Punk on the mic will be something to behold. Flair blades when he sneezes. He probably does. Fucking Charles Robinson, look out. Is Flair bleeding from the ear? That is a very, very smart move by Jericho. He fucked with the turnbuckle pad, got little Nate to think something was going on. While Nate is fucking with it, he goes over and unravels his wrist tape and chokes Ric Flair. Pulling the dirty trick on the dirtiest player in the game. Yeah, MJF and Jericho is on Dynamite this week. The fifth labor. No Judas effect, no Judas song. But the fans are going to sing it anyway. They're going to put the words up on the screen, and Jericho will probably get them going on the mic. All right, guys, ready? 1, 2, 3. Dun, 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 dun. You know that's going to happen. It should be interesting. Hey, bud, we got a cat in the house. You can't be up here right now, dude. Watch along. Watch along. Sorry, bro. Plus, you're kind of in the dog house, or you're in the cat house, because when I went to the bathroom earlier, he grabbed my taco off my plate and took it on the floor. My taco. My blackened mahi taco. Ugh, say hello. Want to watch Ric Flair and Chris Jericho? Who's going to win? Actually, I'm not sure who wins. I think Flair wins. Do you know who wins? Okay. Say hello. There you go. You just lay like that. Okay. Goodbye. I think everybody heard that meow because you did it in the microphone. Dancing with what brung him here? Oh, yeah. A Little Nate's refed a lot of Flair's matches because they're friends. They're bros. Spaz is back with 5 more. Thanks again. Banks and Belair both. That's right. I want to talk about that. Banks and Belair both pulled from a house show. I think that was yesterday. It would be such a shame if anyone else got a shot at that belt and pay-per-view spot. That's true. That's true. I don't know what's going on there. I hope that everything's all right. But that was a little alarming. I'm hoping it was just travel stuff, but I haven't read up on it, so I don't know. Bulldog. This match is going pretty long for the old man. Flair would have been, I guess, 52 or something around this time. Oh, yeah, they could do the, that's true, We Are Pro Wrestling. They could do the You Are My Sunshine. That would be funny. Kit Kat, I would expect Punk will be coming in for mostly a full time. He might not be on every show every week, but he ain't gonna be working a Brock schedule. I think he'll be there a little bit more than that. Especially for the type of money they're paying him. Flair's fighting the figure 4. He's not going to submit to his own move. The only person to ever do that was Bret Hart. I don't even know if I have this SummerSlam. I don't think I do. On DVD. I don't think I do. Oh, Flair. Oh, I was like, Flair's tapping. He grabbed the ropes. Oh. Remember Jericho and little Jericho shoved Little Nate around in that match with Pac in WWE, and Pac sprained his ankle or broke his ankle. Things got a little heated. Oh God. Big low blow. It's a secret in wrestling. I'm really not sure how they do. I don't know how you can do a good-looking... He's tapping. I don't know how you can do a good-looking low blow without it really fucking hurting. Low blow and the figure four for the win. Flair beats Jericho. All right, more supers to answer here. Spaz again. Thanks again, brother. Appreciate it, man. Thanks for the 10. Going into an indie show next weekend. Things are opening slowly, but when AEW gets a chance to come up here, I can't wait for the Canadians to sing Jericho to the ring, maybe louder than on the cruise. Cruise is pretty damn loud, and that was pretty awesome. But it's also going to be more people wherever they go, I'm sure. So might have it beat, especially if it's indoors. It's going to sound much louder. Poor Jericho. Rough year for you, Jericho. Came in as champion. Oh, how smart Flair is. He tapped on purpose. He tapped so Jericho would think he won and then celebrate, and then he can come up and low blow him. See? You can't outsmart the smartest. Oh, the pork sign is back. I love the pork sign. It makes an appearance at a few WWE pay-per-views. Jericho very upset. Divine Ricks, what's up, man? Appreciate the $9.99 from you. As we watch Brock work out with Heyman. Look how long Heyman's hair is. My all-time favorite SummerSlam. This card was stacked with legends. The rise of Brock, the birth of Hollywood Rock, and Shawn Michaels versus Triple H was a classic. Appreciate this so much. Oh, man, I'm so happy we did this one. Look at Brock.
Tonight, it's the same thing with the Rock's title reign. Okay? You gotta take this guy out. You gotta murder his title reign. Why? Because he's different. He's the Brahma Bull. He's the people's champ.
I went to a couple of shows leading up to SummerSlam 02, a Raw and a SmackDown.
Make no mistake about it, this guy's driven. This guy's gonna come at you with everything he's got. He feels like he is almost the challenger, like he's the underdog. Take advantage of it. Hit him hard, take him out early, and we leave tonight the undisputed heavyweight champion of the world. You are the next big thing. And tonight,
I mean, this was August. He came in March. I don't think anybody's going to make it that quick ever again. Latino Heat. Is this RVD and Eddie? Holy shit. Deport Eddie. You're not going to deport Eddie. Give me a break. He's from El Paso. Sheamus did in 09 that quickly, though? When did he come in? Did he win the title quicker after his debut than Brock did? I can't imagine. Maybe he did. Oh, Eddie and Edge. Okay. I forgot who the even was. Somebody said RVD earlier, so I thought that might be it. Or maybe that was the next year. I don't know. Yeah, Edge. Oh, they're going to leave the Rob Zombie one in? Good. I always like this theme for Edge. It was a great babyface theme. So I might need a little help with this, too. I feel like we're real close to Edge getting hurt. That might come in 03. But it's happening soon. Edge had really grown a lot. A couple weeks ago, we did SummerSlam 98. That was one of his first matches when he teamed with Sable. He's come a long way in those 4 years. Look how young Edge is. He's still in the ring, too. So we got Edge and Ray we've seen here, both still technically active. Angle and Rick's kind of still around. Angle was up until a year or two ago. Brock is still around. Oh, Eddie did something weird on the ropes there. Oh, really, Angie? That's awesome. You bought the Rob Zombie CD. I really did like this song back in the day. I thought it fit Edge really well. Yeah, I know Eddie was fired around right before like the invasion. He wasn't there for that. And I think at this point he had cleaned himself up and they brought him back. Tried to give him an opportunity a few months before this, I believe, against Steve. And then, of course, he had to take the ball and go to his house, like The Rock likes to say. Jericho's still around too. Thanks. Forgot. I think Brian Hebner's still around too. Wasn't he the ref in the Wardlow match the other night? Or no, the Omega and Christian match, I think. Edge injured his neck during the Inoki DQ match he had with Eddie a month after this. Okay, so it was close. I knew it. Injury got worse over time. Is written off at No Way Out 2003. Okay. Another pork sign sighting. Very cool. Okay, so he was so Brian Hebner is in Impact. That's why he was reffing Omega Christian. Is that right? I swear he was the ref the other night. He was distracted forever, and then Omega ate the kill switch on the chair. Yeah, 2 WrestleManias Edge missed, although he came back like a week after WrestleMania 20. Sucks that he went down for 2. I've seen Edge in person a lot of times back in these days, man. A lot of times. I've seen him win multiple championships. I've met him. I saw a lot of Edge back in these times. The shape Eddie is in is ridiculous. Okay, 6 months for Sheamus after debuting, so it's still not beating Brock's, but Sheamus has got to be the closest one other than Brock, because that was pretty quick. Yeah, Christian won the Impact title. I was just talking about the referee. What does Benoit do on this show? Oh, he's out, isn't he? I think he might be injured around this time. Or maybe he's not. I don't know. I don't even know what the fuck is going on. Yeah, there's no wasted motion. Just once, just one time, I want to hear an announcer say, you know what? This guy wastes a lot of motion. How can they all not waste any motion? Not everybody can be that efficient. Maybe it's just something they like to say and it's not really true. What a shock. Gorilla Monsoon would say it. He'd be like, man, this motherfucker is wasting so much motion. But no, modern announcers have to say it the other way around. They're so original. Oh, Benoit and RVD for the title. Okay, thanks. This is a stupid card. Eddie Edge, Jericho Flair, Angle Mysterio, RVD Benoit, Triple H Shawn, Rock Brock. You're killing me, y'all. This is the greatest SummerSlam of all time. Thank you for that, Divine Ricks. Appreciate that $2. RVD and Benoit. That is great. Oh, Eddie and Rock happened on Raw weeks before, so that's right. Was that the match where Eddie had the sick-ass counter to the Rock bottom? I think he countered it into an arm drag or something. Fucking beautiful. Undertaker versus Test. Oh, Meltzer's burying Andrade. Who knows what problems Meltzer has? Who cares? I did see a lot of people debating and, a little bit of arguing and some people complaining and stuff. I'm like, can we not even just have one night of goofy fun wrestling and just leave it at that? Must everything be nitpicked? The answer is yes, it must be. At least for wrestling Twitter. Kane was out with an injury. He'd be back in a year to unmask, right? 05 Eddie. Yeah, we talked about that. We watched that, right? Oh no, we didn't watch it. I did a review of it. SummerSlam 2005. It's on the channel right now. I released it while I was on vacation, and I talk about 05 Eddie. I talk about that custody match with Ray and how crazy that all was. Oh, Kane's back the next night? Right on. I was like, I only watched the Omega and Andrade match. I watched a few highlights of everything else. It looked like it was a blast. I don't know what's to get so uppity about. I don't understand. I literally don't understand anything that was really wrong. Especially for AAA, who I'm sure most of the fans, most of us and stuff. It's not like we watch this shit every week and stuff. So, are we really even qualified to nitpick like a bitch about everything? Whoa. Hey, you know what, Divine? That's not bad odds. As bad as that sounds. Eddie, Test, and Benoit are the only ones that are deceased from the show. I'm surprised that's it. I'm surprised it's not at least 5 more. So that's pretty good. Big superplex spot they're attempting here with Eddie trying to... Wow. That was like a top rope X Factor or something. God, that's gotta hurt like shit. Just to land flat on your ass like that from the top rope, from the middle rope at least. Oh, favorite SummerSlam match of all time? Brett Perfect, 91. That one's pretty easy. Oh. Yeah, that's true, Barry. There's probably several no longer with us in the audience there, too. I'd probably be willing to bet at least 3 people in this building died of COVID. Some morbid things to be talking about. Let's change that subject. Yeah, I was about to say, I heard snap suplex. I turned around. I'm like, that doesn't look like the finish of a snap. I didn't think about Flair. I almost worry, though, if he should be a little bit disqualified because he was like an 8-time champion by the time he won the WWE title. Brock was new, brand spanking, still with vagina juice behind the ear, new. So his was just more remarkable, even more so than Angle. You know, Angle got there within a year, you know. Angle, Diesel, you know. There's been a lot of guys that have made it quick. I don't think anybody will do what Brock did ever again. Unless wrestling just gets desperate and just needs fucking ideas. But Flair, I guess, technically has the record for being in the company and winning the title after, you know, that many days after his debut, but he was already a well-established star and didn't have anything to prove, you know, where Brock was, you know, unproven. But not for long. Whoa, Eddie. Wow. And he pins Eddie. Wow. Good, solid, clean win right in the middle for Edge over Eddie Guerrero. No title on the line. I better turn this down. I don't want to get any sort of shit on the YouTube. I'm pretty interested in Roman and Cena, Ryan. That's for sure. I'm excited for Cole and O'Reilly. I think that'll be good. I don't think Joe and Cross will be much to look at in the ring, but I'm looking forward to Joe winning the title again. I like Joe. I like Joe better than Cross, I should say. All right, poor Eddie. Sorry you lost, buddy. Oh, were they in the middle of a strike or something? They were like, contract disputes don't affect our season. Was baseball on strike or something? Maybe football? I forgot. Must have been baseball. I don't think it was football. Unless they were doing a CBA agreement right before the season started or something. I don't remember. The Un-Americans. How dare you tearing our flag upside down? Oh, yeah, Seth and Edge is going to be good. Christian's still active. How cool is that?
What do you mean by that? We mean by that? We perform in cities all over this country, and this Long Island crowd typifies American audiences. They're lazy, unappreciative, unresponsive, and spoiled.
Lance is right. He's being serious for just a minute. They're right. Coach, look at you. Just shave your head, Coach. Just shave your head. Don't just leave that shit on there. Yeah, baseball it must have been baseball. Can you dig it? Booker T's got a match now? Holy shit. Oh my God, it's Goldust and Booker T. Oh yeah, it's the tag match. They're taking on the Un-Americans, probably, right? I can dig it, sucker. I can dig it. Okay. Well, I guess they had a shortened season, I guess, that year. It's 2002. Who the hell won the championship? Let's see if I can think about it. 2002. The previous year was the Diamondbacks. I guess it was the Yankees. I think the Yankees won. So they have a short season or something? Like, how did... So, wait, maybe they couldn't have been out... The season couldn't have been happening. So baseball was about to strike? But wouldn't this time of the year be right in the thick? Like, you're winding down your season. It's about to be playoff time in a month. How the fuck did that happen? Shortened season. Okay. Angels. No shit. Anaheim. I should know that right up the road from me. I always think of Naked Gun whenever I think about the Angels. I must kill the Queen. They're these un-Americans and their un-American activities. So much room for un-American activities. So much room. I guess Step Brothers wasn't out yet, so that wouldn't have worked, but it would have been fun to see the three of them have a big bedroom, and they build bunk beds for all three of them. And they're like, there's so much room for un-American activities in here. And when I talk about un-American activities, I'm usually talking about book learning. You know, that's very un-American. You don't want to be learning no books. You know, here it'll just teach you evil, you know, and sins and shit like that. All you need is to protect against COVID is broccoli and Jesus. That's it. Where is this JR on AEW? Don't give JR any shit. We ain't going to be any better when we get to be that age. I can barely complete a fucking sentence now, so I shudder to think what my old ass is going to be looking like on YouTube when I'm in my 60s, because I'll probably still be on YouTube. Yo, what's up, Timu? Thanks, man. Christian Test and Storm could have been in a stable with Jericho when he became undisputed champion. Yeah, for sure. Could have worked. The Inner Circle. Before the Inner Circle. Cats, what are you guys doing? There's noises. Hey, buddy. I don't like those noises I'm hearing. Lance was good in ECW. I did like him there. I mean, he did have the rat tail, which was tough to get past, but other than that, he looked good with Dawn Marie and Justin, and it's a good-looking group. And Lance is such a pro, you know? He shut down his Storm Wrestling Academy, but if I was going to give any advice of if you could have your pick of any school you wanted to go to, Lance's school would be up there. If I was an aspiring wrestler, I would want to learn under him. The dancing gimmick, that was awful. Tennessee Lee is a manager in 2021. Oh, man. I don't think so. I don't know what the status of any of the Fullers are these days. I don't even know. Yo, what's up, Mike? Can't wait until Friday night. Been looking forward to it since 2013. I know. I'm going to be in Vegas. I still have to make plans to watch that. That's on my agenda the next 2 days is start figuring out what I'm going to do for a Rampage. Making sure our timer is still matching up. Yep, we're good. Yeah, Lance was lacking a little bit of the charismatic intensity. You know, Benoit couldn't cut a promo either, but Benoit had that like real intenseness where you really thought he was going to kill you. And Lance wasn't even really smaller than Chris. It's just, you know, he wasn't over the top, you know, like you have to be in wrestling for at least most guys. But I can always look past that. Canada knows how to breed wrestlers. Oh, my God. Nice roll-up by Gold. We got to shout out Dustin. He's still technically... There's a lot of people on this card that are active right now. 2 of them are in this fucking match. Christian and Dustin, both in AEW. We've seen Jericho in the ring. We've seen Ray in the ring already. That's 4. Edge, that's 5. Yeah, we weren't even a year left, Millennium, or a year after September 11th by this point. It was just coming up on the 1-year anniversary. Something interesting, I actually flew in an airplane on September 11th, 2002. I went to Florida right after this, and I remember flying on September 11th. And it's one thing to fly on September 11th now, but if you flew on September 11th on the 1-year anniversary, I wasn't happy about it. Luckily, it was only like a 2-hour flight down to Florida. Less than that, I was there so quickly. Nick Patrick, you jerkweed. God, I hate Nick Patrick. Damn, look at the double-double. Nick Patrick probably refereed everybody's match in WCW, all these guys except for Christian. He definitely reffed probably Storm, Dustin, and Booker. I was still calling WWE WWF up until 3 weeks ago. Like, I still, to this day, will slip and say WWF sometimes. That was a tough pill for me to swallow. I did not like the name change. That's a long flight. That's a long drive, though, to Florida, depending on where you're going. Where I lived, it would have been 10 hours, 11 hours to make that drive. Or you can just hop on a plane and be there by lunch. It was easier. But it definitely wasn't great. Were the Un-Americans catching a lot of heat around this time? Not really. Not that I remember. They weren't doing anything that was like pissing off like overly patriotic people. I think if there was any criticisms of the Un-Americans, is that it just wasn't that much of a compelling faction. Because, I mean, it's still that, you know, foreigners always have to be the heels. It's that Vince mentality that still exists pretty much to this day. And it's cheap. It's cheap heat. You know, go out there and shit on America and turn the flag upside down. Anybody can do that. So I was just really never a fan, but I don't recall them. They certainly weren't getting mad at them the way the fans were getting pissed at like Sergeant Slaughter back in the day and stuff. So it wasn't that bad. God. Oh, we got chairs? Jesus. Concerto. Man. Go Goldie. I'd still do it. Yeah, Barry, I don't like flying in the death tube either, but sometimes you got to do it. I'll be flying to you in Hawaii in a year. USA. Oh, yeah, the Un-Americans didn't draw the heat that Muhammad Hassan did either. Yeah, it's a long, I mean, the East Coast is long, Angie. You're right. Yeah, it's unless you're planning a road trip or something, it can be okay. But I was only going down to Florida for like 3 days. So, you know, to take 2 of that to drive would have not been feasible. So, oh, big fucking missile drop kick. So did Goldust, because I don't think Goldust and Booker win here. Did they ever win the tags? I don't think they did. I actually don't think they did. How close are we to when Goldust gets electrocuted and like Evolution makes fun of him? It's got to be coming up pretty soon. Double scissors kicks. Armageddon, okay. I'm trying to remember that. I guess I do. It's been a Rooney. So they were a team for a while. It took them until December to win the tags after getting a title shot at SummerSlam. Holy shit. What was the Armageddon match? Was like, oh my God. It was what? Triple H and Shawn, I think. Oh, Test. Damn, Test. I've met Test before, too. Or I did. What a jerk-off. 1, 2. Oh, those dastardly un-Americans doing un-American activities all over SummerSlam 2002. Oh, yeah, that ugly title design. I cannot believe they changed these belts. Christian, I don't recommend the mesh shirt. I'd stop wearing that if I were you. Oh, SmackDown after 9/11? What day is 9/11 on this year? If it's a Sunday. It is a Sunday. No, it's a Saturday. Could watch it the next day. Well, actually, that SmackDown after 9/11 was a different day. That would have been what? The 13th? September 13th was my grandfather's birthday. He's been dead for about 15 years now. Nydia. Is she still all rednecky? Yeah. Here we go, baby. Jamie Noble. Oh, what is she going to make out with these dudes? They're both D-bags. Look at these guys. They look terrible. Come on, Nydia. Is this something that Jamie Noble is into? Yeah. Oh, Lord. And why is Jamie Noble like this? Oh. This ages well. Look at her. Look at Stephanie and Eric Bischoff. Like, okay, then. Y'all better not do that. I might have to move.
This is a woman who really knows her place in this business.
Eric,
Stephanie's hot.
in this business,
I might not like her, but
faces like mine. On top.
Well, speaking of on top, we'll see.
I don't care how hot she is. I wouldn't want to make out with someone with her boyfriend screaming in my face the whole time. That would be kind of weird. A touch uncomfortable.
Bischoff, I think we can safely say that will never happen.
Yeah, there's probably plenty of people with that birthday. Man, I'll never forget back in those days. Why is they still got the WWF logo blurred here. They got the IC title blurred on Benoit there. And why is Finkel there? So Benoit is the IC champ. Oh, okay. Thanks for filling me in, JR. back in right before September 11th, I remember George Carlin, who I love. He was about to say, he did his like HBO specials and stuff. And I remember like 2 months before, he was scheduled to do a stand-up, or he recorded it, and it was scheduled to air like the Sunday after 9/11 or something. And the name of the stand-up special was called "I Kind of Like It When a Lot of People Die." And that never made air. They had to scrap the whole thing. I think a couple of months went by. He revised his material, re-recorded it again, and that's what they aired a couple months later. And he talked a little bit about September 11th and that, but he recorded a whole special just talking about mass death and how much he loved it and stuff, and they could obviously never air that. But it's a good thing that didn't air the week before or something. That would have been in really, really bad timing. I don't like Tony Chimmel. I like Finkel way better than him. I was at a show one time. It was a SmackDown in Fayetteville. It was right before the show, actually. It was during the build to Rock and Brock. So probably about a month before this, me and my friend Daniel are in Fayetteville. We're at a show, and Chimmel's the ring announcer, and like during commercial breaks and stuff, they would do shit with the crowd. And one of the things they would do back in these days, they might even still do it now, I don't know, but they would shoot out T-shirts out of the T-shirt gun. And I think Taz got involved or something or whatever it was. And so, anyway, somehow Taz found, this is all off air, Taz has got the T-shirt gun, and he shoots Tony Chimmel right in the balls with it. And Chimmel gets like fucking pissed. And he's screaming and yelling and blah, 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 and he's just acting like a dick. It didn't look like it hurt him, because if it really hurt him, he'd be crumpled in a heap and he wouldn't be moving. So it was just a rib. It was just a joke. Chill out. And he acted like such a fucking asshole. And he was so mad. And I remember after that, I'm like, I just didn't like Tony Chimmel after that. He looks like he's a fucking prick backstage and no fun and probably a jerkweed. So I've always had a negative opinion of him ever since then. It's pretty funny. Oh, my God. Modified headlock. I think it was just a regular headlock, JR. Wow. Fucking Benoit and RVD. I don't recall too many singles matches between these guys. Yeah, I don't know what Nitty is up to these days. Whatever she's doing, I hope she's doing well. Probably married and family and that sort of thing, hopefully. I like how Van Dam would do that sometimes after a German. He'd stay in folded position. Good stuff. Yes, Cedric, I think this was right before Evolution. Evolution would start pretty quickly. No, actually, it might be more 03. Not yet. Because Randy Orton would still have to get hurt and then do like the RNN shit and all that. That would all come later on this year. Triple H was about to go corpse fucking in a month, as you would. It's usually an after summer tradition for most families, go out and fuck corpses. So Triple H will be doing that soon. Yeah, like I'm trying to think in my head, like other than this match, I'm sure something exists. But they never worked like a really long-term program. I mean, this is a SummerSlam match, so this is something. But I'd feud these guys for a fucking year with each other. I mean, this could be your modern-day Savage and Steamboat. They're very different wrestling styles. One guy is super intense and paranoid, and the other guy is laid back and chill. It'd be like Randy Savage versus Matt Riddle, you know? I think you could have gone far with these guys in some sort of a program, and the matches, would just be ridiculous. I mean, I think in a lot of ways these two guys could have been better than Jericho and Benoit in terms of feuding. Maybe they just didn't have the chemistry or something. I mean, sometimes if you have seemingly two perfect wrestlers, it doesn't always translate into an automatic good match, you know. But all right, the entire bag of Dabzillas has now been consumed. Yikes. Oh. I need a beer. These things are gnarly. God, I'll be right back. All right. I am down to my final Stella. All the other beer in my fridge is like 8.5 alcohol, and I ain't trying to drink those tonight. Shit, my cat is laying on my microphone cord. Tito. There you go. I didn't even realize that Tito was laying right on the microphone cord, and it was pretty tight into the computer there. I was like, don't unplug it. Bub made an appearance already. He was sitting on my lap. I showed him on camera. Tito's right below me, laying on the floor, and also laying on one of my mic cords. Crossface on RVD here. Oh, I was like, is this Brian Hebner again? That's Chad Patton. They look alike. Luckily, my beer run is like 5 feet. I put a mini fridge in my studio, so I always have everything I need. Educated feet. That would have been a cool thing for Edge to do if he became a heel. Like, he would pass his knowledge on to other people. He should do that now. And when he was done teaching you, he could say that you've been educated. That would work for a heel, wouldn't it? Edge should become this cocky, arrogant, I'm this legend, Hall of Famer, you know, and he would pass his knowledge on and educate youngsters. Wow. RVD got shoved right off the top into the barricade. Yeah, cringing every time. I didn't cringe at the time when Benoit goes for the diving headbutt, knowing what we know now. I do. I've actually seen Benoit and Jericho both win the Intercontinental title in person before. Sound corny? Okay, I'll try. Oh, goddamn. Motherfucker. No, Batista and Brock did not. I mean, I think they had a passing in probably OVW, I'm certain. But no, they missed a program here. Batista was Brock's replacement. They pushed Batista when Brock left. I always thought Brock was 10 times better than Batista in the ring. Your request for the next video, review of Stephanie's legs. Yeah, she had some stems there on camera a minute ago. Not too shabby, Stephanie. Your voice and theme music might be annoying, but other parts of you, not so annoying. Especially when Stephanie was younger, she was pretty. Stephanie's always been pretty. She's never not been pretty. It's just, it's hard to stomach her now in modern times. We got a fight going on in the audience? Like that one from the football game the other day where this guy, like 4 guys just were wailing on this big dude. Crazy. Yeah, Benoit's been busted open in his lip basically from the onset of the match. Chris Miner, what's up, dude? Appreciate the $5 from you. What's up, Greg? This is actually my favorite pay-per-view all time. Holy shit. By the way, 3 wrestlers are active, WWE roster members, and 1 was... Yeah, we had talked about this already. We've already counted those out. We've got Mysterio. We've got Jericho, kind of Flair. We got Christian, Goldust. Somebody else we missed. Look at Benoit just wrapping him up. Pretzeling poor RVD. Yeah, Chris. Yeah, we were talking about that earlier. I was like, man, there's a whole bunch of still active people in both companies in this pay-per-view tonight. So, yeah, thanks for the 2 more bucks. Oh, wow, Jason. I'm not far from Rancho Bernardo. Actually, I used to live in Rancho Bernardo at the Reserve, and Forest Ranch we used to be where I lived. And my parents have lived in Rancho Bernardo since 1997. So I'm very familiar with Rancho Bernardo. I live in the area. We'll probably eventually buy a house up there as well. But, yeah, I'm not far from you at all. Yeah, they lived their house was right kind of near Lake Hodges, sort of in a neighborhood back there. But I really like the 4S Ranch area. It's pricey, but I would like to live there. Once house buying becomes a reality and the market isn't so crazy. Oh, yeah, Edge is another one. Yeah, we said all these names earlier. I just forgot. Man. Yeah, both of my sisters, too, Jason, went to Rancho Bernardo High School, or whatever it's called. And correct me if I'm wrong, Jason, you can help me with this out. Blink-182, the band Blink-182, is from this area, and that's what the 182 means. It stands for RB, Rancho Bernardo. R is the 18th letter of the alphabet, and B is 2. Blink-182, that's where it came from. My sister went to, back before they got famous, she would go to house parties, and they would be, like, playing in the garage. She met all those dudes back then. He did. Benoit did hang on to that. That's fucking... He's so pugnacious. And now he's going to go for a Northern Lights. God. And he floats over? Jesus. And he's still got that hammerlock on. It's rare. Rob Van Dam's ponytail rarely gets messed up. His hair usually always stays together. Dang, he floated over again. He is just wearing RVD out. RVD is struggling. Oh, Timu. Cult of Personality will definitely be hitting in the United Center. Oh, yeah, Mike, I'm very excited for that match at SummerSlam. We got a Bob, a Bill, and a John main eventing SummerSlam. That's awesome. Benoit is just doing a fantastic job of just keeping RVD from doing anything. You have to rely on your feet here, RVD. Get out of this. Maybe kick him right in the head right now. This is the Benoit I like. Just imposing his will. Just muscling you into position. RVD trying to go for the crossface. That ain't going to work. That ain't going to happen. Victor Colon, hello. Good to see you. Anybody who's in here who has not clicked that like button, please do that for me, and I appreciate it. We got to think about a watch-along to do 2 weeks from today. because that will not be All Out quite yet, right? So a week after SummerSlam, I'll have to be up here doing something. Yeah, Steven, we were just saying that. RVD does not lose his ponytail very often. It's very rare. He doesn't wrestle with his hair down. He's the only... I'm trying to think of that time period because long hair was so in and so the norm with so many wrestlers. You didn't see too many guys who would keep it in the ponytail. It would usually get lost. Like Shawn would start in the ponytail, but eventually that would end. But RVD always kept his shit together for the most part. Benoit just tore his shit apart. Yeah, anybody else who had long hair generally would have it all the way down during matches. Yeah, Chris, that was kind of their ad campaign with the WWE changing names. They were trying their best to have a sense of humor about it. I mean, if I was them, I'd be fuming mad that stupid-ass wild panda bullshit beat them in a lawsuit with their fucking lawyers and everything they've got, how they allowed themselves to lose to them. I mean, they've never come out of the losing end out of a courtroom battle. I mean, they've got McDivitt and guys like that, and the fact that happened to them is probably pretty frustrating. It was frustrating for me because WWE didn't sound right. Now it's totally normal. We're used to it. We're programmed in. But just think of yourself now if you're a young fan that wasn't a fan during the WWF days. Let's just say tomorrow somebody says, we're going to call it WWQ. It would take you a while to or WWR or WWM. It would just take you a while to kind of get used to that shit. And you would constantly say the wrong name by accident. Big 5-star on Benoit. And he beat him. Wow. I had no idea we had an IC title change. Look at Stephanie. Bart Gunn? Yeah, but he also had the mullet. RVD, I'm talking about people some guys might have had a ponytail for a quick second or something, but guys who left it in all the time and didn't change, Rob Van Dam definitely did. I mean, Undertaker wore a braid or a ponytail in one of his matches when he was the American Badass. So you can do it sometimes, but in general, Rob's shit never came out. New Intercontinental Champion. That was a good match. Two of the best ever. I love it when he twists like that. That's my favorite type of frog splash. Because look at Benoit's positioning. That's incredible. That's something Montez Ford can do. Oh, they're an MSG on Monday? Oh, wow. Huh, look at Stephanie's not wanting to listen to him.
Adhere to this old saying, never say never. You can watch the Intercontinental Championship from now on Raw.
Oh, I got a couple super chats to answer. Sorry. I'll get to those. I don't like the sexual tension. You guys need to stop it. When do they make out? Don't they kiss? They think they kiss on Halloween. I think Eric Bischoff sexually assaults Stephanie on Halloween. So, in case you were scoring at home. Oh, that's right. Taker and Test. That short hair never really did it for Undertaker. Chris Miner, I got yours. Divine Ricks, I missed yours from earlier. Thanks for that. $5. Hey, Greg, do you think that around this time was one of the best rosters WWE had? Yes, I do. I mean, even with the absence of Austin and Rock, the talent. Because WCW, was bought out. And by that point, we'd also reached the end of the... Oh, God, they're doing America shit. Around that time, we also reached the end of all those Time Warner Media contracts and stuff. So you got Flair there. You got the NWO there. And anybody else. But, yeah, the wrestlers we've seen already... I mean, we had Eddie and Edge one-on-one. We had Benoit and RVD. We had Jericho and Flair. Some good matches. You had Goldust and Booker T had a match, and Ray was there, and Angle was there. Sean was coming back. I mean, they had a lot of talent and they needed it. This is why they did the brand split, because they're like, holy shit, our talent roster is ridiculous. You can't sustain this the way we're programming TV previously. So you gotta divide them in order for people to get opportunities and stuff. So they kind of had to do it, and that's because they bought their own competition. But yeah, definitely one of the best. Bad Blood 2004 watch along. Suggestion by Barry. 2004. That would have been. Who the fuck wrestled in that? Oh, yeah. Hell in the Cell. Kevin Nash. Triple H. Right? Or was that 03? I guess that was 03. I don't know what the fuck 2004 is. I have no idea what 2004 is. I have no idea. No idea what happens in Bad Blood 2004. Zero idea. Never mind. Yes, I do. Shawn and Triple H, right? Shawn and Triple H in the Cell. Benoit and Eddie must have successfully retained their titles because they would both drop them later on in the summer. And yeah, the big Cell match was Shawn and Triple H. That's right. But I don't remember anything else about it. This man is an embarrassment to the Raw brand. It's just such a weird way to get heat. Like, I'm an American. I live here. I love it here. But I do not give a fuck if anybody badmouths the USA. I could care fucking less. Because most of the time they're probably right, for starters. And second of all, I just don't care. Like, I just don't care. It would never offend me. I would not care at all. Your country sucks. Yeah, it kind of does. But also, I don't care what you think. I don't care what you think. How dare you say that about my America? God, those people are the worst. But Raw exclusive. Okay, there you go. Thank you for that, Ben. That's right. I do remember, yeah, because I did a big, I don't think it was for you, Barry. I think it was for somebody else. But I did a big podcast on the rivalry between Shawn Michaels and HBK a couple years ago now, and talked about all of their matches, every encounter they ever had. And that Hell in the Cell match, I remember watching that. I watched the whole thing just for the purposes of the podcast. Blown away how good it was. So that could work, man. Absolutely. The Botch guy's here. What's up, dude? Hope you can join us. We're about an hour and 24 minutes in to SummerSlam 2002. Benoit and Kane. There you go. Benoit and Edge took on La Resistance. At the same show? Double duty for Benoit? Oh, no kidding, Rich B. You were at the show. D-Lo and Coach are about 5 feet away from you doing the pre-show. That's cool. I have been to, as of this week, I'll have been to 2 SummerSlams. I was at SummerSlam 2 years before this in 2000 in Raleigh, and I'm going to SummerSlam in Vegas on Saturday. So 2 SummerSlams for me. Test is a goon. I like the sign. The watch along of where Austin kidnapped McMahon. Was that when he pushed the pistol and Vince pissed his pants? I was at house shows and the Loop all that week after Austin got fired. I was ringside at a house show in Charlotte after he was fired at Judgment Day, and he wrestled. He wrestled in the main event, and they said it was because he was fulfilling his contractual agreements, which is just a cop-out. Thank you, Botch Guy. We've done some decent growth throughout the years, although the growth has I should easily be at 100,000 subscribers by now. We really slowed down about 2 years ago. We were going strong there, 500 to 1,000 subs a month, and then somebody just turned the spigot off. And we grow. We're not going the opposite direction. We definitely grow, but not at the rate we used to. So it's a shame. We'd like to have more on the channel, but can only do so much. Can only be here as much as I can be here. But thank you. We have come a long way from the beginning, since the beginning, that's for sure. Old school. Smart by Tess, shoving Jack Doan right into the Into the ropes, knocking Taker off. I'm surprised American Badass didn't get more of a run. You got, what, 4 years? 3.5? This channel will be fun this fall, too, because I'm going to have pretty light work schedule, starting in September, probably through the holidays. It won't be too crazy. I mean, I'll be working and, doing my job and stuff, but it's not going to be a back-breaking affair. It's still not really, but it's about as busy as it gets for me right now. So that'll get a lot easier. That'll ease up. I'm ready, just for a break. It's been a busy summer. I'm ready for it to get dark a little earlier, get a little cooler outside. I'm ready for football to be on. Have some pumpkin-flavored shit, you know what I mean? And take it easy and make content for the channel. I love Test. I thought he definitely had a Kevin Nash feel to him, not quite as big, but he made up for that in some extra agility that Nash didn't have. But Nash had the charisma, and like myself, Nash had the looks, Maybe a heel. He had turn heel and get myself more subscribers. No, I can't. I thought in the early days that ranting and raving was a really good way to get subscribers, but I quickly learned that that's just something I personally cannot sustain, because I'm not really an angry person in life, So if you are, which some people are, and they do very well, but it's not really my flow, not my vibe. Don't get me wrong, I can get pissed, but I just can't be pissed all the time. Seems counterintuitive. And plus, I know too many miserable people. And I sometimes look at them and say, I would never want to be like you. So, I don't be. Or I try not to be. Pumpkin-flavored creamers at your store. I think pumpkin-flavored tampons are available now. You can pick those up at your local CVS. For all the women in the chat here, look for them. From what I'm told, they're delicious. I'm going to repackage myself, and yeah. Well, I also don't want to be the type of YouTuber or wrestling personality that thinks they're a wrestler. I can't turn heel because I'm not a wrestler. I can't repackage myself or change my gimmick because I'm not a wrestler. I'm just a dude that talks on YouTube. I don't like to pretend, I'd rather just be myself. I remember I had requests from like this other annoying YouTuber who wouldn't leave me alone. It was like, will you put me over? Will you put me over? I'm like, what the fuck? This isn't WrestleMania. It's YouTube. Put yourself over, asshole. And stop talking like that. Put you over. What, am I going to do a job for you? Oh, big side suplex by Taker to Test. Oh, man, sorry you got to work, Mike. It should be interesting. My seats are pretty good. I don't know if I can throw the, actually I probably can. I'll show the seating chart here if I can pull it up on the screen. Let me see if it'll let me do it, unless I have to, I might have to change the file into to like a JPG or something. Yep, it's not going to let me do it, but I can fix it. I might need to change it to a PNG. It's probably what I need to do, and it'll let me show it. OBS is weird. I don't know why. He's going to try old school again. Well, he'll be successful this time with the old school. Good sell by Test. A fun triple H, fun triple threat would be Test, Nash, and Kane, the former Diesel. Whoa, my God, he almost got Taker up in that pump handle. Test is so strong. That's got to be it. He's going to choke slam. Is he going to tombstone him or just beat him with a choke slam? Oh, he's going to tombstone him. He's going to tombstone him for sure. Oh, he kicked out. My finish, it's the sharpshooter. You can't kick out of that. You got to submit. Who's coming? Oh, the Un-Americans. You little fuckers. Jesus. Christian, too. We're not going to DQ this, are we? SummerSlam. There's no DQs at SummerSlam. Well, Taker's just going to win a 3-on-1 handicap match then. Ah. Well, they're making you wonder. I mean, this is a type of match, too, that not too many fans were thinking that Test was going to grab some sort of an upset here, but maybe he does. When was Taker going to win the oh, he's already won the title. He already beat Hogan at Judgment Day. Big kick to Test's face. There's the tombstone. That's going to be the end of this. God. Goodbye, Test. All right, let me just PNG this file. Huh. There it is. So here's my seats for SummerSlam. That's not bad. They were, I don't recall what they were. I think they were like 300 apiece, so they were pretty high. But as you can see, I got a pretty good view of the stage. Not the stage, but the entranceway there, and a pretty decent view of the ring. It looks like I'm going to... The hard cam is going to be pointed at me based on, looks like they have half of this damn arena emptied out or whatever, or tarped off or whatever. So, yeah, that's where I'm sitting for SummerSlam. It ain't going to be bad. I think they're pretty good-looking seats myself. That was a good tombstone. Oh, yeah, lift up the flag. I know. Yeah. It's oh, I hate the word Americana. That's a Vince word. Americana is a Vince word. Americana. What are you, coffee? He did keep his bandana on. Good point. Didn't even notice that. Way to go, Taker. That takes skill in and of itself. I don't think I could pull off a bandana. I would just look like a Nick Gage, like a sexy Nick Gage. With all my chiclets. And, you know, minus the jail time and meth habit. Other than that, pretty much the same. Yeah, 300 for, yeah, I mean, for a big pay-per-view, if you want decent seats, that's kind of what you want to expect, you know? Like, it sucks. It's kind of expensive, but, you know. This is it. Triple H and Shawn is next. But when I went to shows back in the day, you got things for a little cheaper. But now, you know, I'd like to, you know, now that I'm older, you know, I'd like to pay for some decent seats if I'm going to take my time to go to the show. $19.97. It was weird how they did the split here. Like, they came out in the DX shirts, Triple H turned on him, but then when Shawn was attacked, Triple H was, like, kind of temporarily back to being a babyface so he could find out who did it, only to be revealed that he did it, instead of having that moment be the heel turn. You know what I mean? What do you guys think about that? Do you think that would have been better if when Shawn revealed Triple H is the one that smashed his head into the car, if that was the heel turn instead of the DX t-shirt stuff? It was good to see Shawn back at this time. They didn't talk for a year. And Shawn, these guys back together. Oh, yeah, and then here's the thing. And then I think the attack comes after, and then Triple H has to act all concerned. But, like, he should have just done the turn that way, you know? I didn't notice, Angie, the motorcycle looked too small for him. A little motorbike. Oh, Shawn. Does this shirt say saved? I won't make fun of him. No problem. Yeah, like, I think the car thing would have been necessary if it was just the car thing instead of just do one or the other. Just do the heel turn with the pedigree and the DX, or do the heel turn here. Not both. They did it. They turned him heel twice in 3 weeks. It was you, Hunter. And then he smiles. That was a pretty good moment when he smiled. That would have been so much better if that was the moment. You know? They kind of ruined that. Yeah, boy, fans turned on Triple H quick. Over like Rover, coming back at MSG, winning the title at WrestleMania, and then right back to being a heel. And that's the way a lot of Triple H's first early heel runs were. You know, they didn't last very long in DX, like in 98. Like, they turned after WrestleMania 14. He was a babyface group with DX before going heel again. Then it was like 2000. It was right when Austin came back, and they did the Rikishi thing. He was kind of turning babyface then, too, because he was feuding with Angle and Stephanie, and he was basically a babyface, more or less, until it was revealed that he was in the one responsible for Austin's accident. And then, again, he comes back in 02 after leaving as a heel, getting injured, comes back in 02, huge babyface, and 6 months later, back to being a heel again? So his babyface runs during this time were quick, like super quick. While they're doing this video package shit, I'm going to make a quick pit stop. I'll be right back. Don't go sneaking out. We are ready. Here comes Shawn. HBK is ready. And he's back. So he's kind of wearing street clothes, but he's still wearing his Shawn shit over top, which is hilarious. He's like a kid. He's like a kid on Halloween whose mom makes him wear his winter clothes under the outfit. Oh, Triple H WrestleMania, he buried Booker T. I don't know if he buried Booker T. He just beat Booker T. But I think a lot of fans wanted to see Booker win that night. I did too. All right, Mr. Jesus Man, get in there and do your fireworks, do your thing, your assless chaps. But luckily you got jeans on, so it doesn't count. He was in good shape here, you know, because the funny thing is when around like 2000, I would say like 2000, 2001, Shawn was not in good shape. If you go back and look at that, watch that Iron Man match that he was the referee for, it was Triple H and Rock, right? When American Badass came back. Look at Shawn. Look at him physically. He's got a belly. His arms are not defined. He has not been in the gym at all. He looked like shit. You know, but here, a year later, he's got his act together. He's got shit together. Hair's shorter, back in the gym. He's tanned. He lost the stomach. He looks good. Got a lot of hair, Shawn. He waved at me, y'all. He wasn't waving to you guys. He was waving to me. I know it looked like he was waving to you, but it was... Victor, thanks for the $2. Would Triple H have been a face if the NWO was there? Well, they were kinda, but it was short-lived. He was a face. Because the NWO was there. In 2002. He came back in January. NWO debuted the next month at No Way Out. And would go into WrestleMania, Hogan and Rock and all that, and Triple H was there as a face. But then the NWO crumbled because they turned Hogan back into red and yellow, and then Nash got hurt. So he actually was. I would have liked to see if the timing would have worked out to see some sort of like hybrid NWO DX, like just the Clique. Shawn, Triple H, Scott, Kevin, X-Pac, if they're all sober, all with their shit together, you know, the NWX or something like that, you know, would have worked. I'd have been all right with it. Oh, Michael Cole. He's going to wave at good mic work. Maybe I'll sneak up behind it and whisper in his dirty, crusty, crud-covered ear to unblock me from Twitter. Oh, it's not sanctioned. That's right. I don't even know what that means. Shawn, with his style, how the hell he's able to wrestle in jeans and goddamn cowboy boots, I'll never understand. Well, we got Earl as the ref for this one. Very fitting. I don't know who works the main event. I have no idea. I guess we'll find out. It's probably Kyoto. Or no, it's a SmackDown match. It might be fucking Nick Patrick or something. God, I hope not. Or it might be Brian Hebner. Oh, okay. So, okay, Victor. Thanks again for the two. So you mean if the NWO was at SummerSlam during this match? Okay, appreciate $2 more from you. I don't know. I feel like Shawn's return was kind of in the works, but maybe exactly what they were going to do was kind of needed to be worked out, and maybe what ended up happening to the NWO helped make these decisions easier. I don't know. He was working, though, mostly independently from NWO all of 2002, so I don't think it would be any different here if they were around. Yeah, this was the craziest part to me. I was so curious what Shawn was going to look like physically. You could tell from TV he was looking good. As a matter of fact, I was at a Raw during the build to this, and it was like Brock Lesnar was out there. I think it was a Triple H and Rock tag team match or something. I was at that show, and Shawn goes like diving over. He was in street clothes wearing a red shirt and jeans. I remember that. And he goes like diving over the top rope onto Triple H. And it was a match involving Brock Lesnar. Everybody was out there. And I don't even know why Brock was on that show or how he got on that show. I have no idea what the fuck I'm remembering here. But Shawn diving over the top rope to get to Triple H. I was in the audience with my friend, and I like kind of elbowed him. Like, see, it's like he is back. He is back, baby, full time. And I was like, he's going to get back in the ring. It's fucking exciting as hell. I was so ready. So ready. Kyoto was a ref for Rock and Brock. Good. Kyoto should be. And I just remember being so excited to see Shawn, because up until that point, anytime he appeared on TV, he only got physical a little bit. He saved China once, with the chair. I did a review of that show with a chair and might have super kicked a couple people, or he did. I know he did. But getting full-blown physical, bouncing off the ropes, doing dives and shit, that didn't happen until right here. So going into this match, I was very curious how Shawn was going to look. And even though he wasn't wearing what he normally wore and stuff here, and this is more of a street fight more than a match, from an athletic standpoint, he looked like he wrestled yesterday, It's just incredible. How good he was. Damn, Triple H ate that one. Thank you, Zane. I know the algorithm really sucks. I think that's in part into why we were talking about earlier, some of the growth being hindered a little bit, because I know shit is just different now. I'm not getting recommended and shit like I used to, so only the true fans are here, you know what I mean? But thanks for the $10. But you're saying the algorithm sucks. Although I set reminders for this video, I can never receive first serve notifications till later mid-video. Yeah. And Lashley on Broken Skull Sessions, I will be watching that tonight. My girlfriend wants to watch that when she gets home from work. She works in a casino, so she gets home very late. And we'll be watching that late tonight. And I'll talk about it tomorrow night after Raw. Thank you, Barry. Brock got a ticket to be at that Raw? Okay. Okay, yeah. So I was at that show. So that was I don't remember. I want to say it was in Raleigh. So yeah, I was there. I remember it. Had to have been in North Carolina because I wouldn't have been there otherwise. Oh, big backbreaker to Shawn. Right on that injured back. And you could tell, what we would see later in this match, I was so excited watching this, but then they ran the angle at the end, and I was like, oh, it made me think, Shawn's not going to get back in the ring. And I still think he was on the fence a little bit. Came back to work Survivor Series, then he worked Armageddon, then the Rumble, then he was off and running with the Jericho feud and stuff. But I guess maybe at this time, it was supposed to be a one-off, and then it just morphed into more. But you can't work a match this good and then be like, nah, I need to retire. No, man. Shawn had another good 8 years in him, man. Yeah, Shawn and Rock would have had a small window. Rock never wanted to work with Shawn anyway. But the window they had was incredibly short. It was right here is basically where the window was. Because when Shawn left, Rock hadn't really reached it yet. And I suppose they had a little bit of a chance. Rock showed up right after Shawn Michaels retired. So they just didn't have a chance. Oh, look, Triple H didn't waste any motion either. Because wrestlers don't ever do that. They don't waste any motion, as we hear in every single match from every single announcer on every single show, every single fucking day. I'm telling you. The first announcer that says, this dude's wasting a lot of motion, is going to become my new Gordon Soley. So somebody say it, please. Divine Ricks, thank you for 5 more from you. While Triple H fetches a chair. Triple H was handed the world title by Bischoff shortly after this match. That's right. I thought it was the next night. I guess it was maybe a week after. I wish they would have had a tournament to determine the world champion. From what I remember, Triple H did have to work a match to win, to officially earn it. But yeah, he was virtually just given the belt. And based on the way the belt was created and introduced, it amazed me that it became the main event of a lot of pay-per-views. It main evented WrestleMania 20. Technically, a belt that isn't Vince's was the final match on the 20th anniversary of WWE's biggest show. That's weird, But it's the way it was. Angie, thanks for 5 from you as well. Got to cut this one short tonight. Got a long day tomorrow delivering mail and Amazon packages. See you on the next one. All right. Thank you for being here. Good luck tomorrow. I know these watch-alongs come on Sundays a lot, so people got to wake up, and I'm on the East Coast. It's only 7 o'clock for me, but it's 10 o'clock for y'all. or I'm on the West Coast, so for y'all on the East Coast, it's like 10 p.m. So I get it totally. Glad you're here. 2 weeks from now, we'll be doing another one, so we will see you soon. This was the last time you do the DX chop. One fall to a finish. Yeah, this was kind of the birth of the Reign of Terror shortly after this year. Actually, the Reign of Terror, I probably wouldn't say started until 03. Shawn's busted open. Because Triple H would lose here. You know, then he'd go corpse fucking. Then he'd lose in the Elimination Chamber. And then I think he got his act together, around Armageddon? And held the title all the way through until September of the next year? Dropping it to Goldberg? He survived his feud with Steiner, survived his feud with Booker, survived his feud with Nash. All that shit was in 2003, right? And then finally ran into Goldberg and briefly survived that before losing to him. If you have not tapped that delicious-looking thumbs-up button, please do that for me. I'd appreciate it. About 100 or so folks in here. That's good for a watch-along. I'm reading through some Twitters real quick. Thank you for the follow, The Law Mike Law. Anybody else who follows me, I'll thank you too. Yeah, 03 was a rough year for Raw. Shawn's busted. Triple H has got the sledgehammer. It's about to get very real up in this bitch. Buckle up. We got sledgehammers. We got broken backs. Triple H and Earl have always had that issue with each other. Remember when Shawn, the last match, it's fitting that Earl is reffing this because his last match prior to this was, of course, WrestleMania 14, the main event with Steve for the title, and Earl got a brain aneurysm or something, and he was out. And if you notice, and he missed, several weeks, months, whatever it was, and when Shawn is going to the ring and they're doing the backstage thing where they do dun 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 the music or whatever, and him and Triple H are standing there, and he looks right in the camera, he goes, "This is for you, Earl." And then he dedicates the match to Earl. And that was the last time he was in the ring, so it's kind of fitting. I never even put that together till now, that Earl is the right referee to have for this. And him and Triple H have always done this shoving thing to each other, and they had quite the history 2 years ago when Jericho beat Triple H and all that stuff happened. See, right there. They've been doing that spot, the push spot, since I'd say like 96 or 97 was the first time I saw it. I saw it at a live event back when Triple H was still Hunter Hearst Helmsley. And they would do that spot with Earl and Triple H. Earl does not play fucking games, man. He's sick of everything. Look at Triple H like, all right, it's all good, bro. I think he just means 2003 was bad for Raw in terms of Triple H just being on top the whole time, which I remember back then. Fans didn't like it. I didn't care, but many, many fans did. And it was a very, very big source of complaints was Triple H's run. But I always liked Triple H. Like, I did not have the issue with him. Because you know how fans get. You know, once they start not liking you, then, you know, they get a little bit irrational with it. So I generally tend to resist that. So I was never really that anti-Triple H. There's definitely a few matches that he won that I kind of wished he lost. Not going to deny that, but it didn't ruin him for me, you know? I still appreciated what he could do. But most fans don't think that way. Once they get the idea in their head that they don't like you, they don't like you. Ugh. Oh, he just hit him on the ass with the chair. Yeah, Shawn's laid out, sprawled out there in the corner. Triple H hates Shawn Michaels. They had a heck of a rivalry, you know. Basically all kicked off here. Damn, but that 2 years they had. And help me out, was it the Bad Blood 2004? Was that like kind of the blow off of theirs? Or did they come together again? I don't think they did. Yeah, they did. They did again. They did in 2005. Or maybe it was 2004. I forgot. That chair is a mess. I swear, I remember Triple H and Shawn didn't they work an Iron Man match or something? I was trying to think when the kind of the blow off of the feud was. If it was Bad Blood or something else. Bub, I got a cat behind here. Hey, dude. Here, get out of there. Don't be messing with shit. Okay, so they never worked again. I don't know why I had an Iron Man. It was Angle Shawn as the Iron Man match I'm thinking of. So that was it. So they never worked again after Bad Blood 04. After that, they'd go into DX a couple years later, right? Oh, 2004 was the Iron Man, then Triple H, then Triple Threat at Mania, then Bad Blood. Ah, thank you. Okay. So yeah, about just a little bit under 2 years was just a hell of a rivalry, man. Oh, that's all right, Zane. Thanks for the $10. I know this is a retro review, but your thoughts on Flair getting physical at AAA event? Maybe a possible match for Flair in the near future? I don't think so. If they had a match, he'd be extremely protected. If there's ever a place for Ric Flair to do something physical, Triple Mania is it. They're so fucking goofballs there. So I had zero issue with it at all. I would prefer to, yes, keep Flair out of the ring, but at the same time, I'm all about having fun. And, you know, back in the day before fans were so critical, you know, in 1995, if Freddie Blassie hobbled his ass in the ring and hit somebody with a punch, I'd mark out for that, you know. So I just think differently, though. Now, if Ric Flair's winning the AEW title in the main event of Dynamite, then we can start freaking out. But if he chops a couple motherfuckers, who cares? Oh! Sweet chair music. It's like sweet nose music for Triple H. Fucking honker he's got. Shawn's hair started receding as soon as Bret Hart pulled half of it out. After that, his hair never looked the same. He always had this patch missing right there. It cracked me up. But I can't criticize anybody's hair loss, so. Shawn, oh man, Triple H is busted open bad. Shawn pulled off long hair better than me, but I pulled off bald better than Shawn. Triple H did a much better job of blading. Jesus, he's a mess. I don't even really know how you bleed that much. I've never bladed. I've never nicked my forehead with a razor blade. But is that how much I would bleed if I did? That's a lot. I've had a few incidents shaving when I shave my head and I've nicked it and it's like come all the way down, like run. It looks pretty awesome. Oh, Jesus. Triple H got his hand up a little bit on that chair shot, but not by much. David Brown met Eddie in Florida in 98. Right on. Oh. Cowboy boots and the Wranglers just cracked me up. I guess I like this gear Sean's wearing better than the shit brown tights he wore at Elimination Chamber or at a Survivor Series. I had a lot of fake wrestling matches as a kid in my backyard, but I never bladed. Wait, do I think Triple H was responsible for Shawn getting attacked on the 20? They never paid that off either, did they? That would have been when Shawn was like commissioner, and all of a sudden he was kind of like back in the good graces with DX, but based on how he left at WrestleMania, Triple H kind of made it known that there's some heat there, and then he comes back and they're all friends again, and then he gets jumped. I remember thinking they were laying the groundwork for DX turning on him. Triple H said so much in the promo, you dropped the ball, well, I picked it up, and now it's my army type of thing. He said, you failed me, so I'm in charge now, bitch. So for them just to not be able, they just couldn't decide what they wanted to do. Shawn wasn't in a good place. It was probably affecting booking a little bit. But I felt like they laid groundwork for shit that they never got a chance to pay off around that time. Ladder is out. Sean's got to be smiling. Hey, I kind of made this fucking apparatus pretty famous. I never got hit with a toy. They didn't make well, they made them. I didn't have one. They weren't as easily found. The replica belts. But we did have a trampoline. We would do a lot of moves. I was pretty good at doing a suplex and, shit like that. Ugh. Because it was easier to get it was hard to do on solid ground to get somebody up in a suplex, but on a trampoline, you had a little more bounce and we could get each other up and stuff. That sounded bad. You know what I mean. Okay, so we're getting close to Shawn building a fort. He's got to pull out a table at some point. Shawn, you're going to hit your head. You are really close to that ladder. God. Yeah, Divine, good point. This really was all the big four pay-per-views. SummerSlam, Survivor, Rumble, and Mania. They were interacting. And a couple of in-betweens. Armageddon, Bad Blood. I guess, did they do Backlash? Was Backlash in, well, that was 03. But Backlash in 04, was that a WrestleMania rematch? Was it Shawn, Triple H, Benoit? I remember it was in Canada and Shawn tapped out, right? I just can't remember if it was one-on-one or triple threat. Yeah, Steve was at home right now with his ball. There's him sitting there and his ball right next to him. Having a cold one. A ball wiser. I like how they let Hugo Siminovich just wear a black t-shirt and a gold chain to call matches in. That's pretty awesome. Oh, figure fours hurt like a motherfucker. They are a move that legitimately hurts. And if done right, I think you could snap a tibula, or what is it called? Tibula? Or fibula? Something like that. Some bone down there in your like leg parts, like that front one. You know, like the shin. You break that. Big turtle world sunset flip thing or something. Triple H. Another reason I like Triple H is he utilized the high knee. You don't see many high knees. Harley high-kneed a lot of people. So did Beefcake. Beefcake was a high-kneer. Hey, buddy, come here. You can come over here and be on camera if you want, but come here. Come on. Come on, star of the show. I know, I'm just really making things difficult. We're watching Shawn and Triple H. It's getting close to the finish. You remember this. We're going to watch the finish together, okay? Drop toe hold on the steps. Oh, sorry. I'm sorry. I'm screaming in your ear. I know. Clothesline over the top. Oh, Triple H lands on the ladder. Good question, though. Here comes the table. This Sean's going to dive onto this here in a minute. Had Steve, thank you, Divine, for the $5. Thank you so much. Had Steve Austin not left, who do you think you would have feuded with on this pay-per-view? Who I hope it was Eddie. Eddie would have been awesome. Otherwise, I don't know what the fuck they would do. You know, I don't think The Rock would be champ going into this if Steve never left. So it might be Steve Austin, Brock Lesnar. You know, if they wanted to do a rematch, I don't know what the fuck. I don't know. It's so... Because if Steve wouldn't have left, I don't know if they would have put the belt on Rock. They might have had different plans. Oh. Fire extinguisher to the head of Triple H. He's now laying on the table. And here goes Shawn. He's like, fuck it. I'm crazy. More guts than brains. And he's in cowboy boots. God. I hate those things, those bands that go around the table. They always get hung up in the wrestler's hair and hands and head. Oh, yeah, Boston Crab hurt like a motherfucker. So did the sharpshooter. I put both my sisters in it. Man. It was just good to see Shawn doing that stuff. I'm like, he can work. Like, if he can do this, he can do it again, you know. I was just a very excited wrestling fan. You know, we lost Austin. We were losing Rock. Those guys got over in Shawn's absence, and now Shawn is back to fill a little bit of that void. I don't know how Shawn is wrestling. Well, I guess I can. Oh, he's going up to the... Does he elbow drop him? Look at Earl. Shawn? Hey, Earl, this is unsanctioned, so you need to just shut your mouth. They can beat your ass if they want. It's unsanctioned. Which means without sanction. Big elbow. Triple H just looks like a mess. Shawn is up. He looks good. He's in great shape. I miss the old school block logo, too. Wish they'd bring it back. Big, oh, caught the super kick, spun him around, going for the pedigree. Is this the finish? Is this where Shawn counters out? Yeah, he's going to flip him over. And he got him. Caught him with a quick pin. Had to feel good, though. He's back. He gives Earl a hug, you know, and a kiss. That was awesome. Oh, and there's the sledgehammer shot. And this is what was going to put Shawn, I guess, in the wheelchair. Ugh. And they didn't even really give any explanation to this either. Shawn just came out of the chair one day. He was like, I'm fine. Here to kick ass now. That was a great match. Shawn proved that he's just different than everybody else. I mean, I'm sure there's plenty of people that can take an extended time off and come back and do pretty well, but very few who can come back and look like they never took a day off. Look at this doctor. Is he the most bullshit doctor you've ever seen? Who wears a white coat? Look at Earl describing to the doctor what happened. I think he saw it. There's like monitors. Earl goes, he hit him with the hammer. So this tells me that at the time, you know, Shawn wasn't going to come back to the ring, at least not right away, and maybe think about it or whatever, or continue to train or whatever. And then once he came back at Survivor Series, it slowly got more and more for him. Because I remember right after he won the title, he had like a match with Rob Van Dam. They like gave us that dream match as quickly as they could. Shawn Michaels versus Rob Van Dam. Which if we would have gotten that in 1998 would have been something. But we still got it in 2002. And Shawn was so little too. Like he wasn't a big guy, so that big gold belt looked big. It dwarfed him, you know. So I didn't really like Shawn with the big gold belt, and that was the only title he ever held. Again, I mean, besides the tags. I love it when I love when JR's mad. It cracks me up. Son of a bitch. Triple H comes in with that sledgehammer. I mean, really, if this was a legit sledgehammer to the middle of the back, Shawn dies. That would kill you. It would completely kill you, or at least paralyze you for life. If somebody swung a sledgehammer like a baseball bat at your spine, yeah, that would not be good. Thanks for 5 more from you, Divine Rick. Since we had Rock vs. Hogan at WrestleMania, this could have been Hogan, Steve Austin, SummerSlam. Both guys were still around. Yeah, and they were kind of both sort of around. I don't know what Hogan was off doing. But he dropped the belt to Taker, then lost to Angle, lost to Brock, and it was kind of gone during this time. But Austin and Hogan could have been done. Yeah, the Jericho match at WrestleMania, because a lot of people thought that was a show stealer, and, you know, Shawn was back to his, you know, full form by that point. What's Howard got to say? Oh, Howard's going to cut a promo? You going to pipe bomb us, Howard? Wow. First pay-per-view since Mania 2. Thank you.
It's a little something called commitment. And just so you know, Major League Baseball may be going on strike, but you WWE fans will always have the
So they're talking about baseball going on strike still. I still don't understand the timeline of the baseball thing. Were they doing this right? Were they doing the bargaining agreement right in the middle of the fucking season or what? I don't understand. Here comes Trish. What was Trish doing around this time? Look at Howard. Are you going to beat him up? Don't beat him up. Look at the shape of his head.
2 weeks ago, you slapped me in the face. Last week,
It's like a wrestling announcer cutting a promo. It just sounds funny.
now just because you're in an arena of Long Island skanks doesn't give you the right to think that you're hot stuff and interrupt me.
Long Island skanks.
I've been feeling really bad about the things I
Yeah, I know. I like Tit Stratus too. I mean, Trish Stratus. She's great.
Well, you know, I gotta tell you, I've been sitting there in the back listening to you all night, and I gotta tell you, I never realized until tonight what a sexy voice you have.
He does. Trish is right. Howard's sexy.
So,
Is she drunk? JR says. Howard better hope so.
Oh, wow. Hey, Trish, don't kiss him. You know, we might
Don't
have
kiss
something
him.
here. Because I'll tell you, it certainly is a dog-eat-dog world, isn't it? Especially when you've got the puppies. Hey,
Oh, brother.
and I've got my wiener.
No. Nope. Nope. Howard Finkel said wiener, and I heard it.
but you know what? Let's go slow. How about we start off
Can I rewind and not listen to that somehow?
maybe a big hug, Howie?
Fine with
A
me.
big hug for Howie. He has his wiener. Oh, God.
Trish, I must tell you something. That certainly is a pleasant surprise to me, what's going on here.
I bet it is, Howard.
Well, next I was thinking, actually, Howard, the real surprise is Lillian Garcia.
Lillian's there too? Is Howard a heel or something? Oh, Jesus. You know how bad that probably hurt her to do that to him? Oh, and she kicks him in the balls too. Damn. Jesus, Lillian? It's aggressive, Lillian. But you know, like, in real life, that probably really... He probably had to tell her backstage, like, you just hit me, just do it. She's like, okay. Well, I don't even know what the point of that shit was, but Jesus, at least Howard has his wiener. Oh, Vivian. Vivian Garcia. She is mad at Howard. I don't know why. I forgot what happened in that storyline. Even Taz is like, I don't know what the fuck that was, but whatever. Michael Cole, you and your frosted tips can fuck right the fuck off. Look like a goddamn idiot. All right, Rock and Brock.
Will The Rock continue his reign as champion? Or will 2002 be the summer of Brock?
He had a match with Lillian on Raw. Fuck me. I guess I kind of remember that now, actually. She was pretty convincing. You might be right, Steven. Like, she was pretty convincing in that. She looked pissed for real. All right, cool. So we got the main event coming up. Cool. I'm going to get myself set. Be right back.
For the undisputed title on the line. Who will go to SummerSlam to meet Brock Lesnar for the undisputed title? The first man to score pinfall or submission wins the match and therefore becomes the undisputed champion. No way, no, rock bottom, rock bottom, rock bottom. Yes, it's over, it's over. The Rock, the Rock, the Rock is the undisputed champion of the WWE.
ready for the main event. Yeah, I did not hate Taz on commentary. Bruce, I'm with you. I just looked at my YouTube screen and it's empty because I'm not sitting back down yet. Oh, now there I come. There I am.
The blood of you is going to be on my SummerSlam.
Will Living Color make an appearance Friday night on Rampage? I think their song will. I wouldn't put them there. I'd bring them in later. I'd bring them in for CM Punk's match against Darby Allin at All Out and have him play him to the ring. But probably not on Friday. All right, we are off the beer now. I'm done with Stell's. All I have is really high alcohol content beer, and I ain't trying to drink too much tonight because I want to do shit. So it is now on to the Coca-Cola Classic. I liked Brock's like makeshift workouts that he did. I always remembered that. Here comes Brock. Heyman, that ponytail. Got to hand it to Brock. I mean, he's on a pretty short list of guys too who has only had one theme song. He might have had a bullshit one when he was like coming in, but you can discard that. This one is all he's ever used. I mean, even Shawn can't say that because he would do DX sometimes instead of Sexy Boy. Hogan can't say that. He would do Voodoo Child. He would do the NWO. He would do the American Made. He had other versions, you know. Brock has just kept it. Who else, guys? Name them. The same exact theme, not changing anything for that many years. It's got to be Brock Cena. You know, he's using multiple music. Brock's the only guy I can think of offhand. Foley had several. Triple H had several. Austin had several. All the greats had several themes. Well, Rock lays the belt down, and that's kind of interesting. It'll be a long time before he saw that belt again. 11 years. I mean, right off the bat, too, Rock comes in swinging, and Brock neutralizes him instantly. No, not Brett. Yeah, perfect. No, not perfect either because he went to WCW. I'm saying like 20 years with the same theme. There's been guys who have used the same theme, but nobody, you know, who's lasted as long as Brock. Like, Brock's got the record is basically what I'm saying. Closest thing maybe would be Flair. But hell, even here, he used his 1992 theme, so he doesn't count either. Jericho, all those guys, none of them count. Yeah, I'm talking 20 years without changing a thing about your theme song. That's what I'm looking for, and there isn't one. There isn't anybody. Yeah, Hogan came out to Eye of the Tiger. He came out a lot of shit. Eye of the Tiger, then he took Wyndham and Rotundo's theme, which was a Real American. Then he had a knockoff in WCW. Then he had Jimi Hendrix and back to WWE. Joe James, Vince and Shane do kind of count. Yeah, but Big Show didn't have the will the whole time. He changed too. He did like that, I don't know, what was that fucking album that came out with all the other songs? Forcible Entry, something like that. He used a different theme, so no. He doesn't like Bob Backlund. He came out to no music. He works. But no, Brett, no Macho Man. Not for 20 years, you know. And plus, he went to WCW and used a different version of the Pomp and Circumstance. Iron Sheik never had music until the end. all Brock so far. And the crowd, it didn't, now you can hear it a little bit. It felt like the turning on The Rock didn't come till later, but it's here already. This is a different crowd, man. They ain't far from Toronto, where everything's weird anyway, so. Look at how big Brock is. God, Paul Heyman. I'm surprised Paul Heyman never kept a cell phone with him, but by this point, cell phones were pretty different. I remember the Razor phones were all the rage back in like 2002. The thinner, the better. The smaller, the better. Now it's reversed to where now they're getting bigger and bigger. That one iPhone thing is like half the size of an iPad. I can never fit that in my pocket. There's enough going down on there, you know what I mean? Know what I'm saying? Rocky sucks. See, look at his face. Like, what the fuck is going on? This is one of the first examples, like one of the early examples of like this type of shit happening. And with poor Rock, it happened to him twice in a couple of months at WrestleMania and here. So after that, it was kind of the birth of Hollywood Rock. He's like, all right, motherfuckers. Be that way. Yeah, this was a lot of people pinpoint this as the birth of the Hollywood Rock. I think this and what happened at WrestleMania fueled a lot of that. Because Rock would be gone, and then he would kind of reappear to work with Hogan again, right, in early 03, but we wouldn't see him really again, aside from maybe a just random appearance somewhere. And when he came back and he just started healing all of a sudden, like, whoa, you know, that's came out of nowhere. Yeah, I mean, so I'm sure there was a portion of the audience. Wow. Fucking, that was good timing by both. What do you think Rock was calling that? He's like, okay, 1, 2, 3, nip up. 2 double kip ups. That was awesome. Or 1 double kip up, I should say. Look at Brock. Imagine getting hit by the Rock who's running at full speed, and you're like, is that all you got? The Rock's so big, he has holes cut out of his boots so his calves will fit. Sharpshooter. Rock, I love you, but you never knew how to put the sharpshooter on properly. The only person that's ever done it properly, ever, is Cesaro. Shout out to Cesaro, who knows how to properly apply the sharpshooter. Because I'm sure he's watching. What's up, Cesaro? How many times has Brock been in the sharpshooter? Well, Benoit might have put it in him a couple times. As a New Yorker, I can say safely New Yorkers are weird. Isn't your brother like the governor or something? Isn't he in some trouble? What are they saying? Let's go Lesnar. Nice. I thought they were just saying something about Taker. I know, let's go Lesnar. Yeah, I like this Brock better than 2012 Brock too, because this Brock was just a freak of nature. I mean, he was a huge guy who worked like Eddie Guerrero. I mean, it's fucking ridiculous. Paul Heyman is just all over the... Get up, Paul. You look like a damn fool. Plus, Paul Heyman's got a Yankee hat on. Are people from Long Island generally Yankees fans or Mets fans? I assume they're Yankees, but I don't know. I don't know the rule of New York. Yeah, I didn't realize Brock used a chair. Oh, the bear hug. This is what he put Hogan away with, right? Yeah. Yeah, Rock was lean. He was lean here. He'd be lean in 03 too. And then kind of 04. He didn't seem like he was getting crazy big until like kind of he came back. Then he started getting crazy. Yeah, 2012 Brock. 1,000 suplexes and 1 F5. Oh, Mets is Long Island? Okay. I have no dog in the Mets and Yankees fight. Although my aunt, who used to have when I was a kid in the 80s, she used to have a big white fluffy cat. And she named it Mookie after Mookie Wilson. So maybe I'd prefer the Mets just for that reason. Gary Carter, Darryl Strawberry, Gooden. Oh, yeah, I guess they didn't coin it Suplex City until 2014. He was still doing that, though. It was still the same shit, just suplex after suplex, but that's right. Suplex City, bitch. Shout out to the Atlanta Braves owner in the house. Bruce is here. Bruce B. Bennin. That's awesome, man. Can I borrow some money? Oh, man. Oh, we'll definitely see Lesnar again. Hell yeah. Because he's not going to want to hide that ponytail from the world. I need to see that thing up close and personal. Take it in. Touch it, perhaps. And just experience all that is the Brock Lesnar ponytail. If I'm robbed of that, I don't know if I can ever die happy. Fucking Heyman. Oh. Was that a low blow? I couldn't even catch what he did there. Tigers got smacked by the Indians today. What else is new, Tigers? It was all about that team they had in 06, man. I thought they were going to do it. Got fucking killed. And then they got killed again. I think the Cardinals and the Giants wiped the floor with them. I was like, I give up. Can't win with that team. Can't win with anybody. Oh, big clothesline. Rock's finally coming back. Crowd doesn't like it. Boo. The sweat flies off. That spot they did right there was the spot they did at the SmackDown taping that I was at that they fucked up and they had to come out and do again. It's those 3 punches and then Brock bumps over the top rope. They did it at the SmackDown leading up to this that made air, but the one that made TV was the second attempt. So it was one of my first times seeing in a taped environment, seeing them reshoot something. It's weird because like that looks weird. Like they just did that and they're coming out to do it again. They had gone all the way back to the back, I think, and they had both kind of come back out brawling just to get back in the ring and refilm that spot. It was really funny. I remember telling my friend, I'm like, they just reshot that. That's crazy. Oh, my God. Look at Heyman. Oh. Oh, thanks for that, Michael. The ex-gov is my mom's age, but I do call him Governor Uncle Andy. That's awesome, but not related to that family. I actually think that every time I see her name, I laugh. What a slingshot. Oh. Brock almost hit the top of the ring post. God, Brock, he was so athletic. That's the best slingshot sell I've ever seen in my life. Easily. Oh, God, Heyman gets Brock bottom through a table? Look at Rock like, sorry, hope you're okay. What? That's a spot I don't even find necessary in a match like this. Yeah, Rock would do business, and plus Rock was a good guy. You know, he was going off to do movies. He'd look like a bigger dick if he fucking won everything on his way out. So he knows what to do. There was a lot of people that made him, so now he's got to make other people. It's the way it works. And Rock made Brock here, you know. If Brock would have beat Triple H or something, it wouldn't have been as impactful. Like, beating The Rock is like, here it comes. Are we getting close to a finish here? Doesn't he counter? Nope, he hits the rock bottom. But Brock does not look like he's even close to kicking out. Ugh. We're getting close to being pinned, I should say. Even when he took the rock bottom, he kind of rolled over on his side. I'm like, you're not going to pin that guy. He's so fucking huge, his shoulders don't even touch the mat anyway, even when he's laying there. It's all muscle. Taz was so happy when Heyman went through the table. He's like, yeah, that's for that check that bounced, asshole. The Rock can smell it. Oh, Rock got hit with a rock bottom. Man, that pork sign has been getting some airtime tonight. Shout out to the pork fan out there. Ugh. No transferring heat. I thought Rock was going to do movies and be in and out. I wasn't expecting him just to disappear for 8 years. That was hard to swallow. Crowd is just, everybody's standing. There it is. There's a spine buster. Brock is a guy I'm not even trying the people's elbow on. I mean, this is not, you don't trifle with Brock. And look at that. He's up. Oh, and he nails him with a clothesline. Right up like it was nothing. Oh, this might be it. He might go F5 him right here. This is it. Nope. Oh, Rock fights out of it. I love it. Oh, he's going to hit him here with it. Up, rock bottom. Spun him around. There it is. Now he's in F5 position. Boom. Perfectly executed. The birth of Brock. I mean, and that was a victory. I mean, that's just... You weren't seeing, like, Austin just be put down and pinned like that, you know? I mean, this was just like that. You have to think about where you were at this time. For this to happen was pretty incredible. I mean, this would be the equivalent of whoever's on top in NXT. A Karrion Kross are coming in right now and beating Roman Reigns, you know? Definitively. You're like, what the fuck? I mean, it was kind of like that. Even though you felt like Brock was ripe to drop the title based on the situation going on at the time, that finish in the whole match really shocked me and made me happy. I was fucking happy to see it. And that was coming from a Rock fan. I love The Rock, but... I was a pretty big believer in Brock Lesnar around that time, and he was doing some impressive stuff. So it was phenomenal, absolutely phenomenal. That was a ridiculous card. There was the most piss break buffer match of the show was probably Test and Undertaker. The Undertaker match is your piss break match on a card like that. That should tell you something about how good this pay-per-view was. Great matches. We said, what did we open up? Sorry. What did we open up there with? We had Angle and Mysterio, and then we transitioned into Flair and Jericho. Then we had we had Benoit and Edge. Then we had that tag match with Booker T and Goldust and the Un-Americans. And then we had RVD and Chris Benoit, Taker and Test. And then we had to have that little breather there with Lillian at the end of the Shawn and Triple H match into Brock. I mean, that is a card right there. And they crammed a lot of shit into 2 hours and 42 minutes. No wonder this shit won the poll. I should have done this watch along a long time ago, because I put the poll up on Twitter and on YouTube, and SummerSlam 2002 ran away with it. Close to 500 votes, and they got about 70% of it. So everybody wanted this one. So it's pretty awesome. It was pretty awesome. Whose contract ran out in 2005? Or maybe it was, The Rock's. I see what you're saying. Mike's got Dominic turning on Ray Saturday night at SummerSlam. I think I would either do it there or not do it at all. Like, if you're going to do the turn, I feel like they already missed the boat on having them, win the titles together at WrestleMania this year when they opted not to put it on the show or whatever it was. And, at least with this, tie it into the Dominic and Ray history, since Ray fought so hard to keep custody of him at that very show. And that's where you do the turn. I'm all about it. Oh, The Rock's contract. Yeah. But I kind of forgot the story on there. I know something was kind of amiss there in terms of, letting his contract run out, but I don't know if he would even mattered. He was doing so much by then. He was kind of making a new life for himself. So we were all happy for The Rock. At least I was. Fans who got like pissy about it and stuff, he helps wrestling, having a guy like Rock and Brock Lesnar and anybody else who's been able to cross over and be successful in other forms of entertainment, that stuff makes wrestling look really good. When you have somebody like a Rock, who's the highest paid, most lucrative movie star in the entire world, is pretty incredible that he came out of wrestling, out of a wrestling family. And he was born to wrestle, not do movies. And he was able to make it to that point. We've had, The Rock or Brock Lesnar going to the UFC and win the title. Professional wrestler going there and fighting with legit boys. It's all very good. Chris Jericho with the stuff he does. And John Cena now getting into movies. I always at least appreciated and in a lot of ways was proud of The Rock. I watched him debut. I saw him wrestle, in person as a young person, as a young fella, when he was so green and still learning and not knowing what the fuck. And, to see him make it to that point, I was like, I'm proud of the kid, He was riding that fucking Chia Pet head and that ridiculous shit they dressed him in. And, he looked like he was doomed from the minute he debuted in Madison Square Garden in 1996. And he literally did the exact opposite. And to see him get to that point, I felt happy for him, Call me crazy. I kind of feel happy for people when good things happen to them. I know it sounds weird in the world of wrestling, but that's how I felt. So I was always happy, with what The Rock did. And, he's kind of like the new Hogan, he's the new, he's as The Rock, and I will say this with all certainty, The Rock is as recognizable right now as Hulk Hogan was back in the day. Hogan was not more recognizable than Rock is now. Everybody knows who The Rock is. Probably more people know who The Rock is than they even knew Hulk Hogan, because he's so out there in so many movies and forms of entertainment. People who have never watched wrestling in their lives are fans of Dwayne The Rock Johnson. You can't really say that for Hogan. So I think Rock has exceeded Hogan. I really do, in terms of household name, notoriety, success, and particularly that household name thing. I think The Rock's got it. I think he's beat Hogan. I was alive for Hogan. I remember how much of a household name Hulk Hogan was. Yeah, everybody knew who he was, but everybody also knows who The Rock is. And you couldn't say that about anybody else. Back in the day, Hogan, even over Steve Austin, I think is a little bit more of a household name compared to, the popularity that he had. But Rock, I'm Team Rock over Hogan easily. Yeah, and I haven't seen the Suicide Squad. I don't get into this comic book movies, but the little bit I've seen of Cena on the silver screen is pretty good. He's not Brad Pitt or anything. He's not fucking, an Oscar-winning actor, but he does what he can do, and he's funny. He's got comedic timing, and he seems to be kind of well-liked. Cena's doing good. I mean, I think of all the wrestling actors right now, Batista's the only one that can really act. But, Cena and Rock are still funny. They're still good at it, and they come off well in the movies. They don't come off as, the way Hogan did or whatever. They seem like they're a little more talented than that. So I appreciate it. I appreciate it a lot. But anyway, I have got out of here. Got to get out of here. It's been a super long, busy week and a very long day for me today. And I want to get some rest and chill out and get some work done. And we're going to be back up here tomorrow, right after Monday Night Raw, to talk about the entire show. And in tomorrow's episode, we'll also talk about some of the Triple Mania news, any other wrestling news that's going on. We'll discuss that too. And that'll be about 15 minutes after Raw goes off the air tomorrow. So I want to thank you guys for hanging out for another awesome watch-along. SummerSlam 2002 was a lot of fun to do. And we'll be back in 2 weeks to do another one. But we'll probably be switching gears and going into either a WCW pay-per-view or something related to, the fall months of WWE, maybe an In Your House, or maybe one of those in-between pay-per-views or something, Ground Zero or Breakdown or Clash of Champions or whatever. We'll talk about it. We got plenty of time, but we'll be back to do that in 2 weeks. And then 1 week from today, I'll be up here to review TakeOver because I'll be in Vegas for SummerSlam, but I'm driving back the next day. I'll be able to watch it, and we'll be up here doing a live stream for that, and I'll probably share with you a lot of my experiences at SummerSlam. So the way I'm thinking everything's going to go is we're going to do Raw review tomorrow, and I'm going to do a Dynamite review on Wednesday. And then I think we're going to do SummerSlam and TakeOver predictions Thursday. So you're going to get me Monday, Wednesday, Thursday this week. And then Friday I leave for SummerSlam. So I'm going to try to watch Rampage in Vegas. I'll either comment on that, tweet on it, or try to get up a small video that I can record on my cell phone, and might even do the same thing for SummerSlam. So going to be a crazy week indeed. Thank you guys for being here. Appreciate all of the support tonight, all of the super chats, all of the comments, all of the discussion. Always fun to do this, and I cannot wait to do it again. So you guys have an excellent rest of your Sunday evening, and I'll catch you tomorrow for the Raw review. Peace.